What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Absolutely Unsure, episode number 69. It's your boy D. Fran.
Your boy B. Neal.
And your boy Zod.
Back in the building for another week, another episode. It's all right, we rolling out. Yeah, fuck it. But you already know before the episode starts what you got to do. Subscribe on our new YouTube channel.
Yes,
Absolutely Unsure
sir.
YouTube channel where all the clips will be up there. You can go watch us, do our thing on the YouTube. Absolutely Unsure. That's all I got to type in.
Get them subscriptions and likes up, please. Go
to SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. Absolutely Unsure. Like I said last week, but that was the end of the episode. If you're already on there, you know what to do because you're there listening.
Like, retweet, share.
Follow Absolutely Unsure on. Did I make the Instagram? Yeah, I made the Instagram. Follow Absolutely Unsure on Instagram as well. That's what you gotta do. You spread it everywhere. You know, I might even make a Facebook page. You go like it on Facebook. Just put it everywhere. Put the content everywhere. Fuck it. I used to not want to do that shit.
Somebody gonna see the shit.
I used to not want to do that shit. I was like, fuck, I don't want people seeing that. I know them. You go like little family get-togethers. They want to put it up on the TV. Oh, look what he did. No. Put it down.
They love to talk about whatever you doing.
Look what he's talking about. I'm on there talking about she in the Titanic. She sucked dick. And it's like, call her grandma sit right here. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, you can holler at, you can talk to me about it. You know, just like, oh, I see the, oh, yeah, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you listening. But don't like,
I don't think we that big.
Everybody get it. You
never know.
No, it's not that they're going to know it. It's like I posted on Facebook, and then they see it, and then they look into it, and they're like, oh, I kind of like it. They thinking, if I like it, everybody in the family going to like it. So, hey, everybody sit down, get your food. And
let's look at the different show.
No, I don't want that. Because I was laying in bed earlier. I heard Carla turned on. We was talking about 6ix9ine and Nicki Minaj. I just heard my voice. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you
cut it off?
Why are you turning this shit on? I don't want to hear this shit.
Cut this shit off.
Speaking of 6ix9ine, we're going to get into like good things and all that. But I was right.
Embrace that shit, nigga.
I was right.
That shit hard, bro, sometimes.
Yeah, it's like cringy. It's like, what are you doing?
Bro, it just feel cringy, man.
Like, even when I see people like when me and Carlos on the podcast, people we go to like baby showers and shit with her friends, and people walk up like, oh my God, you guys are so funny. Like,
that's
you think that's insecurity?
I'm most definitely pointing out y'all insecurity.
Like,
This nigga don't want to watch himself. You cringing at yourself?
It's
Why?
like it's
your content.
It's because I did. It's because I did it already. It's like I don't want to relive. I don't want to hear it again.
And it's like it go into, I think.
Think about it think about it as fans. They want to experience it with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can go get Drake and sit down and listen to that.
It's different from a song though versus like
music. I feel like I read like if you feel that way about it.
Nah, I like to. Not that much.
I'd like to know about like.
Houseway.
It's like fuck you if you like it, right? And you see me in person, I fuck with it. Yeah. Motherfucker, just let me know on social media. Just like when I post a clip, be like, oh, y'all funny. Let it live there. I don't want to live it in real life.
I don't want to be there in real life.
I don't want to go out in real life and have to talk to you about shit.
Like commend you or like big you up, you kind of feel like
not on social media. It's in person.
I'm talking about in person though. Like when it's in person, like somebody be like just giving you congratulatory or whatever, you be like. It's just I don't know what it is about that, but it go. I think it kind of goes to like they talk about the man that stare in the mirror too much or in the lake, and then he got mesmerized or some shit like that. I feel like that's kind of what it is. I'd be scared to just listen to myself because I'd be over the critiquing the fuck out of myself, and then it's just one moment the podcast amazing as hell, the next I'm like we gotta do so much better. It's like,
and I'd be like overthinking like right now because I was listening to last week's episode. And I was like,
shit.
Bro, I keep fucking like jumping over Bryce when he's talking. I was like, I gotta stop fucking. I need this. Cause I'd be so like ready to like fucking talk. I'd be like, let me just let Bryce fucking talk, and then you fucking hop in and let Bryce hop on.
It be natural too though sometimes, yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you could show all the love on social. I mean, if somebody came to me in person, it's cool. Like, oh, yeah. I like this. It's different when people like, hey, I like the show, but then when they like keep going and going and everybody, hey, everybody, that ain't nothing. I don't like that. Don't do that. But yeah, go support, like, subscribe on everything. Absolutely Unsure everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. So, you got any good things?
My boy back in the building.
Rob back in the building.
Right.
Rob's here.
Yes, sir.
I mean, any other good things?
My son's birthday was last week. That's good. 2 years old.
Hey.
Clap it up. That's a good thing. Healthy. Love, that's my love right there, man.
Living life, learning, growing.
Yes.
Progressing.
Yes, progressing. Quarantine's been, some people been probably work. You know what I'm saying? It's a balance. Some people it's the worst time of their life. Some people it's like, if it wasn't for the quarantine, you might not have been in the situation you're in right now. So it's like, it's bittersweet for everybody.
Yeah.
But you never know. It's like, it's good now. quarantine them, you might be fucked. You know, that's life. You never.
Hey
know.
man, you gotta always be prepared. Stay on your toes.
Yeah, but I ain't got no. You got any? Well, Rob said his good thing was living life,
Growing.
learning, progressing.
Yeah,
That's
for me
okay.
it's week to week, so shit, it don't be nothing just popping up all the time.
But
Week 4?
what you mean?
Big change since the last time I've been in this nigga.
Oh yeah, you ain't been here in a year.
Nigga
Yeah,
had no
it's been a
whip
year.
last time I was on here.
Shit, yo, we still need to
We
get
was,
to that podcast, bro. We've been gone a year and we really ain't gotten to our broke down ourselves. We've been talking about social, just regular shit.
Because it's been so much George Floyd. Like I think that first episode was like George Floyd shit happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
pretty
like after
much.
that,
It's been pretty
George Floyd,
much.
Breonna Taylor, this elections, this, that.
We're gonna get into our lives. I feel like we can
Yeah.
one of these.
It's gonna
episodes.
it's gonna ease back down, but it's still just so much.
Yeah,
shit.
we're gonna
It's like,
save it till
racial
we ain't
shit,
got shit
this
else to
shit.
talk about.
We're the last things we're gonna talk about.
All right, we can talk about me.
We talk. All right,
You can
none
say that.
going on. Let's talk about us. But last week, I just wanna. I was really like, bro. I meant to drop that clip about the cool hands thing,
You
but
was
I was
scared.
so like fucking like,
You was scared,
bro. Do I want to drop that fucking clip? I might drop this week just to drop, but I was just thinking like, because I thought about what I said after. I was like, it's like
What did you say that was that bad?
I don't think I said nothing bad. You know how people be fucking. It's like how people perceive shit.
Oh, you was like,
I said go. What I said? Go back to Africa.
no, you was like, if you really had the choice, what would you choose, America or Africa?
But everybody's not logical. Some people hear it and they're like, oh my god, he's like, no, it's just like, where would you want to go? Like honestly, I dropped it. I don't give a fuck. I thought about it. Whatever.
What was your answer to that? What would you rather do? Be in America?
Yeah. Then like right now.
In Africa? I don't know.
I mean, depending on.
I just
like
feel
I said,
adapt,
I was
so.
being stereotypical, so I was like, when I think Africa,
Okay.
you thinking like Africa, like
Yeah, I mean, I
the
just
worst
feel like,
part of Africa. But I mean, maybe like Nigeria and
even
cities,
then, it's like I just feel like you'll be able to
it's
adapt.
nice.
It's still gonna be.
What would I
problems.
rather do? I don't know if I want to be like
I feel you.
in that that
I feel you.
realm over there. So I just maybe.
It's a good. I thought it was a good question. It just was funny.
But people don't think logically nowadays. It's all like a fucking emotional. And it's like if you hear somebody say, "Would you rather live in America and Africa?" They're like, it's the first thing is like, "What do you mean? What's wrong with Africa?" It's like, come on, bro. Like, what are you talking about? You know what the fuck I'm talking about. So why you acting like you don't know?
what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What the fuck I'm talking about?
No,
Like,
what are you talking about?
America is like
What are you
shitty, but it's like, is that where you want to fucking go? Like, it's like we was talking on the phone when we was like, gay people, I understand, like, people have bad things going on, whoop de whoop. But it's like, fuck, like, where'd you rather go? Like, you're kind of in the best place, and that's that white people
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm
I'm
like,
talking
bro,
like
I don't
that.
get what you're saying. I was like, I remember talking about this.
shit. Yeah, because when we was like, if you go to Iraq and Iran, they gonna kill you. for
Yeah,
being
saying
gay.
for like if you're a woman and you're a feminist, you still got it better in America than if you was to go to some Muslim or Islamic
Yeah,
country
they're
or
not letting you
something
do
where they
shit.
don't have women rights. Same for gays. In some places you don't. Gay rights is no rights.
Like we
you
was
don't
talking about
have no
China.
rights at
People
all.
love talking about China, but would you want to live in China? No, they restrict everything. You
Yeah,
can't fucking
I
watch them.
get
The
it.
government control. No, you wouldn't want to live there. You want to live in America.
Yeah, so what you basically saying? America is bad, but even with all of that bad shit, there
Where
is
else
some
would you want to be?
benefits.
I mean, maybe
But
you say London. I don't know what the fuck happens over there, but
it just depends, man, on perspective.
Shit,
Because it's some
Canada.
people. It's just some people that's living just like they in Africa. So I mean, what's the difference? Like they poor, they don't have shit to eat, hungry. So
I feel like our poor is like our poor.
Yeah,
Is,
no, you're
our
right.
poor is like higher than Africa poor.
in certain places.
But I'm talking
certain
like
places.
over the majority. Like
We got homeless people though. What about them?
they might be living better than some people in like. I'm talking about the motherfuckers.
I can't
I'm
say
talking about the
homeless
skinny.
people.
I'm
No,
talking about
I
like the.
can't. Oh,
I'm
you
talking about
talking
like
about,
the
in Yemen and
give me
stuff like
25
that.
cents a month and we'll feed this guy
Yeah,
rice and
I
noodles.
feel you.
I'm talking about
I feel you.
those type people. I'm
I
not
feel
talking about
you.
like just maybe poor in like Nigeria and
Yeah,
Senegal.
I honestly,
not
bro,
like that.
I can't state any facts. I have no idea what population of like what portion of the population is like that in Africa, where they're just super hungry and stuff like that. I really could
I
not
don't
tell
know. I'm
you.
just going off the old
Yeah,
commercials.
I know what you mean. But like, if you take our homeless numbers, I'm sure it's not gonna be the same as Africa. But there's some people that's living just as bad, like they in a third world country, even though we in America.
That might be Yemen though. You talking about? Cause I seen like a video. They're like,
Oh no, Yemen fucked up.
they
They're
look
going
like
through
they
a
don't look
hunger
like
strike.
they're like African kids. They look like they're like Palestine, like you know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
like Arabic.
Where is Yemen? It's not in Africa.
You know, people separate. Like when you think Africa, you think fucking. Is Middle East in Africa? Or is that Asia?
It really is, but nah, it's the Middle East.
Well, what is in Africa though, right?
Oh yeah, I think that is.
Like Iraq and Iran, is that in Africa or is that in Asia?
Iraq and Iran, I think that's in Asia.
Because that's because Iraq and Iran are Africans, essentially.
Yeah, I feel like that's like closer to Africa. Like
Yemen's
Egypt type.
Arabic.
I know they're like an Arabic nation, something like that. But are they in Asia or are they in Africa?
You got India. Shit, I don't even know what you would call the Middle East. I'm looking at a map of it right now. I don't know.
Public school system.
It's not.
We don't know shit. I don't know where that shit is. Hey, they don't teach us about all that shit.
I know where it's
I just know it's over there somewhere.
It's right next to India, but I don't know what it's called.
So it might be Asia.
No, it's not Asia because Asia.
Well, I'm saying, but if you think about continents, though, they don't have the Middle East isn't a continent. It's got to be located in one of these places.
Well, I guess it'd be.
It's got to be either Europe or Asia or Africa. One of those.
Like you
things.
said, public system.
Hey.
I know we got 7 continents. I don't think.
I know we had world history, but they didn't really dive deep in the the
What?
geographics of it, so I don't know where that shit's at.
It did
But anyways,
geography though.
let's get back to America, the home of the land of the free.
America.
Questionable, but
Hey,
What is
in
free?
comparison. But anyways, Terry Crews. My white side ain't gonna jump out today. We jumped out last week and went a little ran wild.
We'll see.
I was defending the police. I was going, I was doing my thing. This is how I felt. If you can't get on here and talk how you feel logically, it's like, where do you go?
Nah, I think it was a good discord, bro. Cause it's not shit. If a white person can't do it, cause if you a white person can't have them views. This is like hell no, they racist. So a black person got to at least be able to think about all different types of views, even if they may not necessarily feel it. Like it's not bad to play devil's advocate all the time. Like it is certain topics where you like
You can't like George Floyd does. You can't be devil. There's
there's no
you can't be
devil's advocate with that. But then
I was trying to be devil advocate as far as like the rookies,
and
which that's when I see that Candace Owens clip. And I was
you
like,
said
am I
the-
Candace Owens?
But yeah, even then you understood though. You didn't be like, nah, I don't, But you was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And like I said, with all this different information going on, all this chaos and shit, it's easy to forget a lot of information. So that was pretty easy to do. And then what you said, dude fighting back, shit. I mean, that's just being logical and reasonable, bro. If you fight back against a cop, you gotta expect those type of, not always, but as a black person, you can. Expect
That's why I put that out. And I was like, I was like, are you willing to die? And people saying, yeah, like you're just saying that. Some people do it, but a lot of people just say it. But I don't want to really.
I don't know though. I don't know
about
because that's why I said it depends on for the people that may have said it. It depends on what kind of injustice they feel like they standing up for. Like, are they standing up for a traffic ticket, or are they standing up because these niggas really trying to like take this life? Like, obviously you feel like your life being threatened. You just gonna do more than, in a sense, what. I ain't gonna say that. You would try to do more. I don't want to bring somebody else's name into it, but you would try to do more if you feel like your life was on the line. So I get that. Yeah, I definitely fight if I feel like I had to. Shit. But I ain't about to go out looking.
That's why I don't like listening to old episodes either. It's good to critique yourself though, because I feel like when I'm listening to myself, I try to over explain to try to really get people to understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Rather than just say fuck it, I'm gonna just say it and I'll let you interpret it. I know what I mean, and if you think I mean a certain way, you can reach out and be like, hey, when you said this,
Yeah,
what
if
you mean?
anything,
I could just let you know. I don't want to fucking over explain and do all that shit.
Somebody,
like, whatever. Who gives a
I was
fuck?
just when we got
You get it or you don't get it.
But Kevin on stage was talking about this. He was saying how every piece of content you put out, it offends somebody. Like, it don't matter if you're talking about what's better, Burger King or McDonald's. Like, it don't matter what conversation you're talking about, you probably always going to offend somebody. So if you know that, they kind of take a lot of weight off your shoulder being a creator. Because he's like, damn, bro, I don't want to do this. I want to tiptoe and do things like that. But it's like, at the end of the day, bro, you'll never be able to seek 100% approval from any person or group.
Yeah, you just gotta give your honest opinion, how you truly feel, and it's up to interpretation. How you interpret what I said, that's on you.
Yeah. And hopefully you find enough people that understand you, shit, and build it based off of that. But ultimately, you can't please everybody, bro.
Yeah, somebody feel you.
Yeah.
And somebody don't like what you said. It's what it is.
Yeah, that's polarity, man.
Speaking of people feeling you and understanding you,
What kind of feeling?
let's get into Mr. Cruz, because some people agree with him.
Really?
There's people that they might be out there. They're not like screaming to the masses, but there's people that are gonna agree. You know what I'm saying? Like the general statement, I guess you can agree with.
Yeah.
Do you think that
That's
it
a
should
blanket
turn to black
statement.
supremacy, like the black supremacy thing? Do you agree with black supremacy?
Hey, you want my real opinion?
Like, would you like it to be? So you would be okay if it was like reverse, like just like hardcore white supremacy, like
If we was just acting just like them,
uh,
or we just had our own version of supremacy.
I guess because when I see somebody say black supremacy, you think being a white supremacist.
I refer to this.
Being like a KKK.
I'm
Because
not
when I
gonna-
hear white supremacy, I think the most
I know
extreme
what you
version
mean.
of it.
That's
think
why I
of
said
KKK.
if you're referring to how they behaving, then obviously nobody wants to be acting like just the oppressor that you got oppressed by. But yeah, no, I couldn't. What was the question?
Fuck, I don't remember what the question was. I just know I think I said there's people that are gonna agree.
Oh yeah.
That they'd be like, I don't think we should do that. But that's like a most extreme example. If you don't know, Ted Cruz said don't let Black Lives Matter turn into black supremacy. That was a couple weeks ago. He got backlash for that. And then now he said, let's not turn Black Lives Matter into Black Lives Better, which is meaning like, let's not make it to where Black lives is better than everybody, we're better than everybody, whatever, like that, right?
Yeah.
And I seen Martin Luther King's daughter. She said something. She was like, Terry, like, we're so far away from that even being a fucking option to black people being better in America. It's like, you're just like saying something, just say something. It's like, really, at this point, we're just saying, don't dehumanize us. Like, just don't kill us. We're not trying to say we're better than everybody. We're fighting for, like, this specific thing.
He's taking on that same white fear that a lot of white people have on, if we get wisdom, if we gain power back, what would we do? What would be our response? Like, nigga, we just going to keep building ourselves up. We're not worried about y'all, but for some reason, Terry Crews, he just have to protect the white image or whatever. But it's like, bro, we not... I can't think of how many times I talk to a black person. We like, hey, how we gonna get these crackers? How we gonna get these? Like, bro, nobody.
I don't even know where he's like. Where do you seeing? Like, where are you seeing anybody even like any black leader? Where do you see anybody saying like we're gonna?
Honestly, bro, and I'll be
whatever you black supremacy.
I'll be real, bro. White power is too respected for people to just be out there boisterous and talking about how we gonna dominate. And like, bro, we know we're best terrorists. Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, black people don't have the luxury to talk like that.
I feel like it depends on who you're talking to, because depending on who you're talking to and where we coming from, some black people don't have that self-worth, that self-value. So shit, we need them to feel boosted up and proud of themselves to get to a certain point. But what he trying to say is we don't want it to go past that point. And shit, some people just need that confidence, dog. Some people need to feel like they got something to stand on, something to stand up for, and a lot of people don't.
So it's that question, y'all believe in equality? Like, that's what we looking for? Because I don't even think black people looking for equality. We just want, first of all, when we say equality, we don't want to get hold. But other than that, bro, we know we can do it on our own. It's just y'all do the extra shit. But I don't know, man. I don't even get how you could get to, like you said, get that far.
I think it's kind of like what you talked about. Was it last week we talked about? I don't even know what we talked about on the podcast. You were saying like, no, you wrote in the notes. You was talking about how like Black Lives Matter is a hard movement to not. I want to put. I don't say you wouldn't say you say
polarizing in a sense.
Not even. I guess that too, but it's like there's so many movements and motives within that term. Yeah. Like these people want this, but they say Black Lives Matter. But this person say Black Lives Matter and they want this.
Yeah.
It's not like Black Lives Matter is one like unionized thing of Black Lives Matter means we want this.
And then I guess if you watching Black Lives Matter, maybe some of them have some of those type of ways of moving. Maybe like you remember like back in the day, they like got on stage during Bernie Sanders and shit like that. Like some people from Black Lives, like maybe it was Hillary Clinton or something like that. That got on stage trying to cut her off. But even then, it's like that's just a form of protest.
Yeah, that's not
black supremacy. Like
that's just like, hey, we're gonna get our word in here, white ladies. So let us speak real quick.
The only thing I could refer to us as being supreme, like. Or the latest I could refer to like to the Moors, and even then, like when we were so called supreme, like we were going into fallen or bad countries and helping raise them up. We wasn't trying to figure out how to oppress them. So even if we were to get to a certain stance of power, bro, I just don't see how.
I just don't think just seeing black people as a whole. I think we spoke like black people are kind of like forgiving, loving. They're not really
overall.
If black people were to be the majority. And the economics were to come under that, and they were to be the richest in the country. I don't think it would be like black people be like, all right, fuck it, now we're about to terrorize everybody.
Yeah, man, it's like
at the bottom. I just don't think it'd be that way.
Our focus is not revenge.
Yeah, bro, it just never have been. We too good to be focused on it. Like, yeah, Terry Crews, bro, you're insane, man.
He's just trying to tap dance for the his side, like he wants to be.
Like he getting to the point where it's like, be proud, but don't be too proud.
Like I said, he thinking like a white person.
He is white.
That's all right. I don't really got nothing. I ain't really like. I wish I would have seen like people's. I like to see what somebody says, and I like to see like the overwhelming reaction, just so I can kind of gauge like just how people feel about it. But I think with Terry Crews, my bad, I mean cut you off, but like right here, Terry Crews is like. Maybe if this was the first thing he said, it would kind of like, Terry, shut the fuck up. But like. Once you got so much shit, like I already said, like a couple weeks ago, it was Black Supremacy thing. Then when Gabrielle Union was on the America's Got Talent, she said there was racist. He was like, "Oh, there's no racist things going on." Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just over. Like he just keeps getting thrown under the bus or throwing himself under the bus. It's like they already don't like you. So
you was gonna say something about how celebrities just need to stop doing something. I don't know if you remember, but yeah, it just.
Sometimes you just don't gotta say nothing.
Yeah.
if I'm a celebrity who's already always getting into this shit and I already know like I want to protect my brand, I want people to still fuck with me after this. I mean, just don't say nothing.
He has to be getting a lot of support from white people, and he can't be connected to the black community because it seems like he don't even realize that he getting backlash. Like,
What's his most popular piece of work? That movie called what?
white chicks.
Oh damn.
Yes, indeed.
Anywho,
Is that that's most? Yeah, that's most people.
where you know him from?
Everybody hate Chris.
Friday.
Friday.
Friday after next or whatever. After
Yeah, I
next
guess. Yeah,
Friday,
he
next
not
week.
that memorable in Friday, but
Yeah, he didn't clip the balls.
But he was
Yeah,
also
that's
gay.
like a memorable.
So it was,
He was from prison, you know. Of course.
yeah, a negative stereotype.
And then what else was it? What's the other movie?
Oh,
The football movie. The niggas in prison. What was that movie?
long and short.
Long
Another
and
nigga in
Cheeseburger
jail. Yeah, it's just
Come on, man.
horrible stereotypes, man. Nah, just bullshit. That's all he got. He swole.
He swole. He did the fucking titty dance when he swole, and he talked kind of. You know,
Man, I had respect for Terry Crews at one point in our life. You know that? y'all just don't remember, like, just thinking it back when you hear the name Terry Crews. It wasn't never any negative connotations that
Yeah,
come
that was
with
before
it.
he was speaking publicly.
Man, yes.
I feel bad for people. I be like, fuck. They just be wanting to say. I feel like the last time we said if we was big and we say shit, it probably the same thing. Like last week, if it was a big podcast and that's y'all saying last week, I'd probably been fucking under fire.
Oh, we got smoked last week.
I'd have been like under fire.
We got smoked last
This
week.
guy, look what he said. It's like
got smoked
I'm just
last
fucking
week.
talking.
We definitely got smoked. It's like, is it the social media? Is that making it more dangerous because everybody's just like trying to keep up with the times and they feel forced to have to say some shit?
I think that could be a thing, and it's also like you feel like it's so because if you look at Twitter, right? When I look at things that go on Twitter, this person do this person say that, right? It's outrage. People hate you. They don't fuck with you no more. Whatever. If you go to like Instagram, and you follow like these blog pages that post the same shit that people post on Twitter. If you look at the comments, a lot of them people agree with what the people. You know what I'm saying? It's like two different worlds. So it's like, are you really getting that much backlash, or does it just look like it at the time?
The echo chamber. I just heard somebody referring to that. How it's we kind of surrounded by that. You're gonna place your friends around like you're gonna be around like-minded friends. It kind of how we was talking about. Even when you're hiring people, you kind of hire people that you're close to, your family, things like that. But the echo chamber, even with Twitter, you find like-minded thoughts. It's like it's hard to get out of it. So if you got a good fan base or whatever, it kind of like. Are you getting backlash? Are you getting support? Do you really see the backlash? Because most people block people. Like it's like, so it's like, do counseling even work? All these different topics you could really ask. Because it's like, think about it.
Can you like, and if Terry Crews is saying something like that, right? His things that he does aren't quote unquote black things. So if black people stop supporting him,
That's like probably 10% of his money.
like America's Got Talent, right? He's a host.
Yeah, bro.
Is that like a thing? Like, is he really feeling that?
He's
Is
not
pain?
affected by the black community because even the black community that may watch him, like really follow him, is not like the blacks we talking about.
And then it's good for him. It's kind of good for black people, certain black people.
They ain't the blacks we talking
He's
about.
black, so he could like you said, like I can say certain things. People won't be like, oh, he's racist because you're a person of color. He's black, right? So he says that. If America's Got Talent was to fire him for that, well, they fired Gabrielle Union. I don't actually know why they fired her. But anyways, they fire him for that. You could just be like, oh, so these white people are trying to tell the black dude what he can say about black issues. You know how people like spin it to that type of thing. So it's like, it's kind of like, what the fuck they gonna do to you? Now, if you on like a black thing, then they probably like, all right, we can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I see
people
what you're
don't support you.
Yeah,
They're not gonna watch it because you on here, so we're just gonna get you about it. But
yeah, man.
I guess it just goes into because we was talking about canceling. Just because there was 3 different instances of canceling going on this week, right? So it was the Barstool Sports guy, which I watch a lot of Barstool shit just because I like seeing people who have like media company. I'm just thinking. Media companies that you grow and you have like a bunch of fans, a bunch of followers, and you have multiple shows with different personalities. It's kind of like a reality show within the office. And you see, oh, they made $100 million this time, you know, shit like that. So they brought up an old clip of him talking about Kaepernick when he was doing the kneel, like the first time he was doing the kneeling. He was kind of like, oh, I thought he was doing some like fuck America shit, like, you know, he's Arab, he put the things like Arab, right? So they brought that clip back up. They tried to cancel him. You see people on there like, oh, we've been to Barstool's racist piece of shit, misogynist, the same shit they say. We've been to these people with piece of shit. And he made a thing on his Instagram because when he's in controversy, this is what I feel like a lot more people should do. You relish in, if you got the fan base, right?
Yeah.
And if you're, like we say all the time, if it's your base going against you, then you kind of be more apologetic about it, right? But if it's motherfuckers who do not fuck with you already, you just relish in it and you're like, fuck them.
How do you tell the difference?
You
when it's
know
in
if it's
Twitter?
all right, so if you, like I said, if you Barstool Sports, right, and you looking at people who talking shit about you,
You can tell.
and it's verified pages that work for the Atlantic,
right.
Watch the Post, like they don't fuck with me anyway. I don't give a fuck
Yeah,
about
I see what you're saying.
he just dug into. He's like, they're trying to do the shit again. Fuck them. We're unstoppable. Yada yada yada.
Yeah,
he said essentially, I'm uncancelable. They can't cancel me.
Bro, literally today I got into arguments with two different people that just wanted to argue. So, bro, it's definitely money in that, and just being polarizing in the sense of you about to get canceled, bro. Just stand on your foundation, bro. Because even then, that drug out argument, bro, it's gonna bring people that agree with you. It's gonna bring people that don't disagree with you. You still getting views.
There's always gonna be people that agree with you.
Still getting
I don't
views.
think there's ever a time when it's just like, unless you're just on some like straight like still people.
Bro,
even if you're
how?
On Nazi, even if you're on
Bro,
Nazi shit, people.
I'm about to say,
I was trying to think of
that was my example.
I was trying to think of like the most heinous thing. You can
Niggas
think
still
of.
had
It's like-
followers, bro. Even some of the weirdest shit niggas got followers for. So
But I'm talking about like as far as like
it's
you
a
got
crazy
that,
world.
if you got that mass appeal, like if you say, "Oh, I love the devil," right?
niggas
There's,
out here,
there's a lot of
mass.
people that love the devil, but
Facts.
is it gonna be like that majority that you had? You might just drop down to a lower. You might have some fans.
Nah, you gonna find some more people that's like, yeah, I kind of thought like that. He kind of logical.
Yeah.
You gonna find more people, bro. Like literally every argument and debate, that's like a walking billboard for people that do like podcasts and like content like that. So shit, yeah, man, you gotta capitalize.
As
bro.
I feel like for like the second person
Trump
they
do it.
tried to cancel academic.
Trump got into the presidency.
That's my thing. Like people see, but with him he has that strong base. You have
Yeah.
you have to be uncancelable. You have to have a strong base.
Yeah,
You have to have built that base.
but it
yourself
sounds like
through whatever
over
you do.
time. Yeah, over time. But ultimately, that base is just a reflection of what you've been standing on. So really, it's not even that you could be scared of losing the base. But once you got it built, you got it really
Yeah.
for the most part. But
That's why you see instances like if you ever make a YouTube video, right? That's kind of controversial, and you post your video, and you get people say you get 5,000 views, right? And you got fucking 800 dislikes and 100 likes, and you go to another channel who might have like 50,000 subscribers. They the same shit you saying, but you'll see they have 20,000 likes.
Oh, facts.
Because they already have their fans don't give a fuck what you're saying. I can make a video about shit on Eminem, right? Eminem's trashy shit. Joe Budden can make a video about Eminem. His likes are gonna override the dislikes because he already has that built-in fan base. It's like once you got that built-in fan base,
You can't say
it don't really matter what you
You
do
can
or
have
what
the
you say.
same exact conversation, the same exact argument, and they are not listening to you.
I can say me and somebody else could put a script together, same exact. We can say exactly the same tone, same whatever. But if you already got that big fan base, it don't matter because you got the fan base. They gonna agree with whatever you say.
Yeah, man. Even I'm just going back to some of the times people tried to get canceled, even with Drake and him writing, having ghostwriters. That should have been the time, especially with just in rap in general, where he should have been canceled. But nope, fan base still strong.
Maybe.
He
I feel
got-
like
he took
that's
a
when
hit,
shit started.
but-
That's when shit kind of started like shifting as far as like
You could tell.
the old like hip hop, like whatever you want to consider like is like foundational. Like this is, and now you see like the mumble rap, whatever. This how this 6ix9ine got out of prison. He's a snitch. He's still doing whatever. People don't give a fuck. I feel like that's where it started to shift away from how old people like. No. He the ghostwriters. Come back. No. Fuck. He's.
Oh,
don't
you're
care.
right, bro.
Just don't
Because
care.
Cardi B got more confident with her shit.
She say she don't write her shit.
Who else? It was a
Women's
few.
different though, because a lot of
I
women
know,
historically have.
but
written
even
shit.
then, it was some more people like just writing stories was coming out a little more, and people was kind of just letting them hoes go to the wind. Like Drake already fell on that sword type shit. Niggas don't care no more. So now I agree, especially like when you get somebody like Tekashi or you get Bad Barbie. I know you say that don't count, but yeah, the industry plant started
it's
being
easier
more
for
prevalent.
you to get in because people like the spectacle more than the music.
Yeah, the industry probably saying they don't care about this shit. Okay, let's run it.
That's why you see now, like the big debate this week was like, should we stop doing the bundling packages of if you buy this T-shirt that counts as a single sold or a record, so album, so whatever like that. If you look at it, most people aren't really selling music; they selling
Bundles,
shit. They selling
clothes and shit.
Oh, I bought this jacket from Travis Scott, and they got him album sale. But I sold 150,000 jackets, so that counts as 150,000. But are they really listening to the music?
Yeah.
Like if you was to wipe away bundling it all, what would people's numbers really look like?
Be ass.
They be ass because ain't nobody buying music like that no more.
But even streaming though, like if you take I feel like if you take away bundling, in a sense, if you take away bundling, people don't buy music. You got to up the streaming. What streaming counts as like I think it's like 1,500 streams counts as one album sale or whatever like that, right? So you'd have to probably do it like 700 streams counts as an album sale now instead of how it was before. Because if you don't bundle, a lot of these niggas would be like, oh look, he sold 70,000, he bundled. It might be like, oh, he only sold like 25,000.
Mm.
So I don't know.
I was like, nigga, how do we get here?
Music and cancel. I don't know how to.
Cancel.
Canceling and Tekashi and like the way the music. Oh, not people don't really give a fuck about music anymore. It's more of a spectacle.
Okay, yeah.
Who can you put on a good show? Now, of course, there's artists who make good music and people fuck with it, but it's more like a spectacle. Who can put on the biggest spectacle to get the most attention? And like I said, this is what I said when Carlos watched that video about Tekashi 9. I said, look, his next song is gonna be some Spanish shit. What did he say this week? You probably don't know. You don't fucking look at that shit
at all.
But he said his next one is a Spanish one.
Yeah.
And I told you last week that they gonna go number 1, but the second week is gonna fucking drop. The biggest drop from a number 1 ever. They went from number 1 to number 34. And you know why? Because I said they're gonna just push y'all into it, push it, and then he don't give a fuck. He's on to the next song.
Yeah.
So it's like he parades that around like it's the greatest thing. But it's like, what would you rather have? A song that's consistently like it ain't number 1, but it's in the top 10 every week. Would you rather have a song that goes number 1? Just say you got a number 1, and then it drops out the fucking.
I would rather my shit not sound like Tekashi and not even be on the top 100.
Yeah, I guess that's the preference, but that makes sense.
I mean, if you talking about money, that's obviously a dumb statement. But we talking about just content. But yeah, it go back to what you were just saying with the industry and just nobody caring. Like shit, they was already having ghostwriters and shit. Well, industry seeing that niggas wasn't caring, they were like, "Oh, we gonna fuck it. We ain't gotta hide the shit no more. Fuck it."
But nah, it's like you still gotta hide that. Drake can do it because he's Drake. I feel like Kendrick do it. They're gonna still fuck with Kendrick, of course. I wouldn't give a damn, but
he'll lose some.
You know, it's like because he got that purist.
I ain't really talking about
thing. Like,
but I wasn't referring to like any of the
that.
older people. I'm talking about the new people that come in and just
even Tekashi, he don't write. I mean, you wouldn't think he writes that shit. He don't write none of that shit.
Yeah, I would.
Somebody
I would
writes
assume.
it, give me the reference, put it out there.
Oh, for real?
He don't write that shit. He got.
I mean, I didn't heard.
Either way, it's
heard
like
some of it. It don't seem that hard to write.
Yeah.
You know, it seem like too much effort was put into it. It's not like he could write it themselves.
yeah, but when you probably never made music in your life and you just a star.
No, like you're just the thing. Like they can get anybody. Like if you got 10 million followers on Instagram, they can make you a whatever.
Yeah, they just rap nigga.
I was like, what was that?
Podcast nigga.
Yeah.
You famous nigga. Do this.
You famous?
nigga.
Yeah, go talk. Go do this.
Especially with entertainment and celebrities, like rap used to be considered, and it still is considered an art, but it was harder to get into. But now that it's more of an entertainment, niggas can lie, niggas can flex, niggas can do all these things. It lead to them leaks that can get in, and niggas really don't be about anything because it's like you already had the fake ass facades and shit. Niggas already lying and shit. So it's like, what is it when somebody come in here don't even write this shit? What's the difference? So niggas stop caring about the quality, and over time, bro, that's been a reason why niggas could get in here like that. I mean,
He's dumb shit.
Yeah.
Bro, I hate having dogs sometimes. It's like he's staring at you, just scratching his face. Like, what are you doing?
He trying to
go
get
lay
that,
down.
He trying to get that rub.
He want attention. Like, what do you just go lay down? He don't do this nothing. He don't do this all day. You just lay down and be good dog. People come over, dogs start going crazy. I'm sorry, that's off track.
He had to get that off his chest.
It's just annoying. It's like, what are you doing, dog? It's like when we're friends and then a girl come around, they start fucking trying to act cool. Like, what are you doing?
You trying to play me now?
Yeah, like, what are you doing? We wasn't doing that.
You wasn't having none of these jokes.
Shit. Did we have a friend like that?
Who?
I don't know. I'm asking. I don't.
Start fronting
When a girl come around, they start trying to clown you, and I don't do that. I used to clown. I used to kind of be like,
I wouldn't call them friends.
It's a girl.
Yeah, we knew niggas like that.
I can't think of niggas off the rip, but I'm sure it's somewhere in there somewhere.
Those niggas are worse. And then don't even work.
The worst.
And you just start looking stupid in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hang out with you. Get the fuck out of here. But let's get to some serious, more controversial. Let's get to the Breakfast Club.
Here we go.
Because like the Breakfast Club, what was that?
The door's creaking or something.
The Breakfast Club had a conservative lady on there this week, Republican Trump supporter. What's her name? Angela Stanton.
Angela Stanton.
And they got on there. They spoke about transgender children, abortion, the Planned Parenthood, all that stuff people don't like to discuss.
All the
out in the open.
hot button topics.
And I was watching her, regardless if you agree with her or not, this is what I say, like this is my summary of the interview, regardless if you agree with her or not, when you see a person like spitting out like factual things that she sounds like she knows what she's saying,
Yeah.
and then you have a person like Angela Yee and DJ who was like more like speaking like
Emotionally
and
regurgitating
Twitter shit, like they it's not even like they believe that shit, it's that people are scared to get canceled, so they feel like they have to say those things. They might even feel that way. It just don't seem authentic.
It's almost robotic too. Like it's just even with Angela Lee, she like? I believe in women's rights. I believe in women pro-choice.
Like the girl she'll hit you some real shit. Like she would say, "So do you? Are you cool with just genocide of the black community, black babies?"
I believe in women's rights. I believe in pro-choice. That's what she said every time. It's like, bro, she's trying to have actual dialogue, but all you saying is like
PC.
And it's like,
because if you think about how she's saying it, like this is my thoughts on abortion, right? I preferably wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
I like to just I had to
just like what
pregnant,
she said.
I'll take it. But people, my thing is with the whole, we always talk about this with politics. It's more like I would never want to force my shit on the people. Like I wouldn't be in there voting like, oh no, I'm voting for abortion. Oh no, you can't have abortion. I'm not doing that.
Even with her, she was like, just defund it. I don't want to pay for it.
That's another thing, because when I hear people talk about abortion, I might only hear people saying like abolish, like don't let them do it all. But when she break it down to, I just don't want to fund abortion. That's something you can get behind. Like if you don't believe in it, I just have to fund it.
Yeah.
But they were still on that, Twitter,
what about the people that get raped and things like that? It's like,
then she told you, only 1% of people that have abortion get raped.
And even then, I do this too. I bring up like the worst case scenario because that always has to be accounted for, just period. But even then, it's like, we're gonna keep them in mind. Like, why wouldn't we? That's not even a part of the equation when we talking about abortions, because even then, they number so small. Just knowing that, but yeah, it's just. You could tell when people didn't do no research and they just come in, like you said, just regurgitating. Because it's like, bro, that's what everybody say. What about the women that get raped? But what rational person? I know it's some ignorant ass people out here that may disagree with you, but what rational person that you will talk to that would disagree with that a woman that got raped shouldn't be able to get abortion? Like,
yeah, she wants to get abortion. Like, yeah, you can.
That's not even a part of the conversation. I feel like, but. Even then, like you said, for her to have all those facts, and for me, I just feel like they were disrespectful hosts. Like you got a responsibility to be a journalist in a sense, bro. And even then, I can't sit up here and say we come here and bring somebody here, we're gonna be the perfect. But bro, I could just look at how
I love hearing different thoughts. So I just be listening. Like I don't think if I had someone here, I'd give like a harsh like. I mean, depending on what it is, like they're just going wild.
But even then,
I got to push back on that.
Like, it's not even about pushing back; it's about having a good conversation. Like, I don't think Joe Rogan would not even about disagreeing. Just it's a better way to go about the conversation. I don't know if y'all seen the interview or not, bro. But if y'all watch the interview, do not ever conduct the interview that. Like,
I think it's a pretty good interview. Like I just like
because she did her thing, but ultimately I feel like it could have been more productive because just how they was kind of basically it was 2-on-1, basically 3-on-1. When Charlamagne didn't really want to jump in, even though he may have been on her side, it's still 3-on-1. It's
logically thinking with the point she's made, you really can't go against them. Because she never said, I want to abolish abortion completely. She said, I just don't want to fund it. She said, okay, look, this is how abortion, not even abortion, I'm like Planned Parenthood, because they do more than one thing, whatever, all right?
Right.
The government offered to give them $60 million.
Facts.
They just said they don't want the $60 million because they want to be able to use the $60 million to do abortions.
Yeah.
But then, because Angela Yee be like, they don't want to do abortion, but they only want to get funded if they could do abortion. So what do they lean more towards doing?
And let's be real, she was probably being nice because she probably knew about that Margaret Sackler who started the shit. But she was saying the Democrats. Oh, she did. I didn't even hear her say that.
She was a racist. And
I didn't even hear her say that.
She said she wanted to exterminate black people.
Okay,
so instead of the abortion clinics.
Oh, that went over my head. I didn't even hear her say that. I knew about her before then though. But I didn't even hear her talk about her. But she was saying the Democrats just completely keep pushing that to us. They keep completely pushing it to us. Like, why do they push that so much to us? Why is abortion such a big thing and even in the black community? We don't even have those conversations to ourselves. Like, it's one of those other things again. Like, we don't even talk about this shit. Like, what the fuck? It's just, I don't know, man. It's, like I said, I had my P's and Q's on and learning how, bro, I could never just even bring somebody up there. Like you said, they ain't want to introduce her, they ain't want to sign her off, they ain't want to ask her about how where can we find you at. It was just a horrible interview, bro. In the sense of looking at it from the host.
I've never ever seen the Breakfast Club try to like be like, oh, we gotta go, guys. I've seen them say the guest got another interview, they gotta do this, they gotta do that, right? I've never seen them go, we, the Breakfast Club, we need to leave.
And beige ass nigga DJ Envy, she asked, so what about your daughter and your son? He was like, well, my 17-year-old daughter or whatever, we can grow and we can talk about getting her titties chopped off or whatever, but it's something we have to talk about. And she's like, what about the 6-year-old? Well, once they get outside the house, they can kind of come up with that. She's like, didn't I just say that?
The main argument was kids shouldn't have to go through hormones. They shouldn't
be making sexual decisions on what their orientation should be until they get older. And then Angela Lee was like, well, a gay person can be what do you call it, celibate? But even she still missed the point, because to what is gay? You still have to talk about what a gay person is and what they like to do, and you shouldn't be opening up that Pandora's box.
Me and Carl did talk about that. I asked, I said, so do that make sense that you can't talk to you can't tell kids about gay and lesbian without talking about sex? And I was like, you can, just by saying they like boys, they like.
But that's still talking about attractions. That's still talking about when you think about.
I think in the gay though, when the lady tries to say like we shouldn't teach kids about that at all. So like if you think about a hetero, if you say, oh, you're a boy who
I think if
girls,
the question may naturally
boys.
come up, the question gonna come up. But I don't think it was something that I don't know how. I can't say exactly what she meant. I just don't think she was saying we should be forcing it and pushing it where it's like in every TV show. It's in everywhere. It should it shouldn't be in any kids shows. Anything sexual and dealing with relationships really shouldn't be in kids shows because they don't think like that for the most part.
You're right. Because she did say, because they try to say
this wasn't just about gays.
She said nothing. There should be no sexual. Nothing. I don't care if it's man and woman.
Yeah.
Well, it should be nothing. But when they hear that, they still try. Like when you hear somebody say something clearly and plain, I'm talking about every sexual thing: man, woman, 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 man, man. But then you only stick to the woman, woman, man, man, trying to call me what they say. You're anti-LGBTQ. You're this. That's like you're being disingenuous. You're not even like. Yeah. You're not being honest because your viewers. A lot of the viewers are actually. You look at the comments. A lot of people, like I said,
a lot of people agree with her.
It's different worlds.
Yeah.
Like the Twitter world is the outrage, the PC. Like that's that world. Instagram comments, you'll see a lot of people agree with shit like that. YouTube comments, you'll see people agree with that. You know what I think it is more with Instagram because it's kind of anonymous. You can't really, unless you got a channel where you showing your face all the time. They can't really track who you are, what you are, who you do.
And then she throw in the hot button topic of everybody talk about how the Wades and how they treat their son and what they should do about their son. How y'all feel about how they treat Zaire Wade? Zaire Wade.
This is my thing about that shit too, right? I don't give.
I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you your government name. How they Cassius.
I don't care. Well, that needs to.
I'm gonna call you your government.
But this brother's white side coming out.
Oh no, it's just hey, what's up? I got cool hands all day for you.
See, I don't necessarily care. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you want to do. There's you.
No, sir.
No.
As a wait. I'm sorry. Let me ask you this: are you talking about as a parent or as a child?
I'm talking about as them. That's their decision. They can do whatever they want to do. But TK Kirkland, I was watching DJ Vlad. He was talking to Adam 22, and they was talking about that situation. He was like, TK Kirkland made a good point. He was like, everybody say, oh, why you comment on this? Why Boosie comment on this? If you taking your daughter, son on a world tour and you putting them on every magazine, you take them to do interviews with Barbara Streisand, you take them to do all this thing publicly, right? Mm-hmm. People gonna have a public opinion on what you're doing.
Right.
You can't expect to go on TV with your son, promote him on ESPN, Sports Center, and then somebody say something to you about it. If they agree or disagree, now you mad. You can't say it to me. That's my kids. You fucking put them on Front Street.
Oh, so you talking about he was saying like you can't be mad at Boosie for saying something?
Yeah, because
okay.
It's different if it's like maybe like you see Dwayne son somewhere. It's like, but nobody knows that he's transgender. Yeah. You see him at Walmart. Boosie go, yeah, I seen Dwayne Wade gay ass. So he want to be. It's like, all right, come on.
And then you pushing it out there, and like, you pushing it for other kids. And it's the same thing with the Kylie Jenner shit. It's like, oh, you calling him brave? You calling him like, why?
Caitlyn.
Oh, I was like, Kylie too.
Caitlyn is his name?
Or Bruce.
Bruce.
Caitlyn, man.
Talking about Bruce. He changed his name. He changed his government.
Yeah.
I'm going by what his mama called him.
His mama called him Caitlyn.
I'm going by what his daddy called him.
Daddy dead. No matter what he called him.
Hey, I'm going by what his daddy used to call him then. Oh, Bruce.
See, when people get in those type of arguments when it comes to transgender and they feel like so strongly about like, I'm never gonna call this person what they like. At that point, it's like whatever. Who gives a fuck, right? You want to be called
Nah, I feel you.
Jennifer?
I'm talking shit.
Yeah, I know you bullshit, but whatever you want to be called, that's on you, right? But my problem is,
Except for I'm calling Zahir because that's a little ass goddamn kid.
That is a child.
I give you Bruce. I'm bullshitting with. Caitlyn.
He's
But
68.
It's a grown ass man. He can do whatever he want. He call his cat
whatever.
dog. I don't give a fuck. You can be whatever. But
Yeah.
a kid, nah, bro.
But
nah, bro.
it's like I think it's like a slippery slope only because like you can do whatever you want to do, right?
Right.
But when it comes to me, don't try to make me seem like I'm a bad person because how I'm doing my shit over here.
No.
I ain't saying shit about you. I'm not forcing you to not make your son a girl or whatever. So when I decide if my son be like, hey, I'm a girl, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, whatever. You ain't getting a hormone block. You're only 10, 12, whatever. I'm not giving you a hormone block. I'm not giving you none of that shit. When you grown, what do the fuck you want to do when you grown? You can go get surgery. You can go do whatever you want to do. When you a kid, you a kid. Even when the lady in the interview said she went to the doctor with her 15-year-old daughter, and the doctor asked her, what gender do you identify? She's like, what do you mean? Clearly she a girl. Why you asking me what gender? Are you kind of confused? What the fuck you mean what gender do you identify? She a girl.
Yeah. And then you ask all kids that. I'm sure you don't start at 12. I'm sure you asking 2-year-olds that. Well, you can't ask them that, but it's just saying.
My first introduction to transgender, this is my thoughts. I don't know if this is true. You probably can't scientifically back it. You can't find no study for it, but I felt like the increase in transgender came. This is me. This is a different thought. Whenever it first came out, it was cool. Oh, you could turn to a girl. Oh, you can do that. Oh, that's what's up. 'Cause a lot of people was just gay,
Yeah.
and then you think, what do gay? When you gay, what do you associate liking a boy with? Normally, girls like boys. So I feel like you like fuck it. I'll just be turned to a girl. I'm already gay. That's what I thought about it at first. People started turning transgender because they was gay, and they was like, "Fuck it."
It's so weird because there's so
It'll be
many
easier.
different variations of what a gay person is.
it's
You can
gotten so-
find a gay person that wants to be a man and masculine.
No,
I know.
because obviously not every gay that wants to be transgender, but I feel like it's like a more of an easier way to explain why you gay.
I don't
must
know.
be a woman on the
I
inside
really don't
'cause
know.
I like girls.
I really don't know.
That's my first. I don't know if that's study.
I see what
you
you're
can
trying to
find
say,
that or whatever.
Now that's a slippery slope.
Yeah, I see what you're trying to say, but it's weird because it goes into like, yeah, I'm gay and I like, not me, but I'm gay and I like men, but and then it's
Not me,
like I'm gay, I like men, and I want to be a woman. It's like it's a whole nother step. Like like I said, I don't know how you get there. I can't really prophesize, but yeah, I'm sure it's different for everybody.
How does that work though?
What?
If you transgender woman, so man to female, but you're gay, you like guys, do you get gay guys? Because gay guys are attracted to men, but if you're a woman, you know, it's too much, huh?
Yeah, I was trying to follow. But
I felt you, but I just it's too much.
My point isn't on the transgender person. I'm talking about now that you're transgender,
I know.
do the gay guys want to fuck with a transgender woman? Because they traditionally like men.
Because it's originally a man, but they turn into a woman. So the gay guys. feel
Some
like
gay dudes are
transgender
completely
women.
grossed out by vaginas. I don't fucking know. It's just different for everybody. Some gay dudes ain't never had sex before, so who fucking knows, man? It's so many different reasons on.
It's about how they feel.
Yeah. And I was just gonna ask this question, bro. Are we gonna just forget about all conservativeness? Cause like I just as a society and our growth, like seeing we going super liberal. It's like you can't have a conservative statement at all these days. Like it's border like even if you're a religious person, it's almost borderline. You can't be religious these days. I feel like, and I'm not a religious person.
That's what I said. Like I said, I don't care.
And
if
I
you
feel that
liberal,
way.
You want to be whatever. You want to be conservative. Even with conservatives, like don't make whatever you are the authority for everybody. Now, I don't like if you don't agree with transgender, now you're transphobic. You this, you that, you that. You're the worst people in the world. No, it's fucking everybody don't agree on everything.
Yeah.
You're never gonna have built the perfect society. You're never gonna build the perfect world. Everybody not gonna agree with you. So you can't just, oh, you don't agree with me. You're transphobic. You need to be canceled. You hate trans people. No, it's just don't do it to kids. Do it to adults. Do it when you grown. Whatever you fucking do whatever you want. So I was like, that's my thing on it.
Yeah, man, it's not even a conversation to be had. Like and then it's it goes into a perfect conversation. This Shane dude,
Shane Dawson.
getting canceled. Didn't he have a fucking joke where he's joking
He was
about having
jacking
sex
off.
about
He was
11-year-old?
He was jacking off the Willow Smith poster. He was like, well, he was like really jacking. You know,
Oh,
he
this
was
is
like,
when Willow was younger though.
he was like, my head with my head. That shit. That time. She was like 11 or something like that. He got canceled for that. He also had a bunch of videos on his thing. He was doing blackface videos like 10 years ago on YouTube. Whenever I guess that was cool to do that.
I didn't even know it was a black girl. I didn't even know it was Willow Smith.
What? The Whip My Head?
No, that he was.
Because Jada was like, "Oh my God, you're so disgusting. You're the worst." Yada yada yada.
There's a few
And
things
then
that break down.
he made a video about it, and then this other makeup. There's a whole bunch of
But the reason I about to say
YouTube people drama. The YouTube demonetized every one of his channels, and this dude's like YouTube.
they demonetized Shane.
And this like
When?
YouTube like 2 days ago.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say it's been because they've been talking about how that's been up for a while though. The Jaden shit, the Jada
That
shit.
was like yeah.
So but that's been up for a while, and they just now
was
banning him.
that, And then this girl, this some YouTube shit y'all probably don't know nothing about.
Yeah, I just heard about this shit recently. So
I got a wife who watched it. This face interesting. I was like, this fucking interesting. Whatever. I like it too. It's fucking interesting. But last year, this girl named Tati Westbrook made a video about this dude named James Charles, right? Gay dude, he do makeup. This is all makeup shit.
I heard him.
About him being like a gay guy who like preys on straight men and he's a predator, da shit like that, right? Then just recently, Shane's getting a lot of hate, canceling Willow Smith. He does blackface. Shit people been knew about. It's always shit motherfuckers been knew about that just come up bite. For some reason, it come up eventually.
It ain't for
bite
some
you.
reason.
It's when the mob come and get you. They come and
Yeah.
bite you in the fucking head. Because it was nobody gave a fuck about it for all this time, and now it's like
Because none of the right people saw it.
because now this girl made another video. The girl made a video about James Charles, made a video about Shane Dawson, saying that he and this other dude named Jeffree Star coerced her to make the video about him. And that's when that blew up, millions of people watching it. And that's when YouTube like, all right, you got too much going on with you. We're just going to shut it down. We're just going to demonetize all your videos.
They should
And
have.
this dude puts out videos and gets like fucking 15, 20 million views every time he puts out a video.
They should have probably been did that. They enabled him for a little minute, didn't they?
Not really. If people watching it,
They enabled him. They never said his problem. They never struck him. They never said that was a problem.
nah, because that becomes like a freedom of speech type thing. Like you could post.
Oh no, they don't.
you
YouTube don't give a fuck about no
you
freedom of
post
speech.
whatever you
Yeah,
want.
YouTube don't give a fuck about
But
freedom
shit,
of
if
speech.
20 million people watch it, is that YouTube condoning it, or is that the 20 million people that's
Both.
watching it?
Both. Because YouTube will strike me for putting sex in my title.
But do you think people could change?
Of course,
I
but
made blackface videos 10 years ago.
it's
And I apologize for it 7 years ago.
how
And you bring it up 7 years from that time, it's like, God damn, bro.
when
But if it's still up though,
yeah, and you still constantly.
He said he private on, but you know, shit really don't go away on the internet. Especially when you was already a famous YouTuber. That shit lives
It's like
somewhere.
you got benefits for creating negativity, and it's like how could that's just like when you reward a troll, they're gonna troll harder, or they like it's just like when you say people can change. Like I agree, but when they habits never got checked till now, he probably he may know he wrong, but even then he probably more worried about his money being cut off and then what he actually said. It go back to kind of like. What they said, I should have cheated or some shit, or
Yeah,
I forgot what the fuck.
This is some of his old shit, right? They made like a clip of his new apology and like his old shit. Let's see if I can hear it. I'm stop fucking chewing like a dog. This ever sounds horrible on the fucking mic.
Never been me. I am not a hateful person. What she's doing, she doesn't know how to make a video. She's black. She doesn't even know how to. She just slaps her cape. Not a hateful
You know what I'm saying?
person.
Like, bro, they ain't.
Nigga, bitch, monkey woman. You're the best. Never used a racial.
And they gay?
Nigga. Object of affection. I'm trying to go for Nicki Minaj, but this is what happened. Nigga did it.
And then most white gay dudes already act like black women. So it's like, bro, if you never
That's
check the behavior.
The stereotypical gay white guy is the worst stereotype of a black man. That's always what it is. It's always like the overly like.
So I mean, that's it, bro. If you don't check,
He was going a little wild with the N-word. I seen that a while ago, but I didn't really think about it now. That he was going wild with the nigga.
I ain't even hear it, but
And he was doing blackface. You doing blackface, and you say nigga.
And you used to watch him?
It's your time. Hey,
This nigga different. Wow, huh?
come on, dog.
That's your guy?
Come on, dog.
Damn,
Not
man.
that shit.
that's your mask.
He recently started making like,
Compartmentalization real, huh?
he started making like documentary type shit. I didn't even know about none of that shit.
I'm fucking with you, bro.
Well, I heard he did blackface, but you know what I mean? I'm like,
You ain't
I don't
looking
give a- I
to
don't
it.
give a I don't, whatever. That's you. Who gives a fuck? I don't
You
give a
sound like white privilege.
I don't give a fuck. Like you seen that? Did that hurt you? No, you don't give a fuck. You don't really like to the core. You don't really give a fuck.
I could be desensitized though. That don't mean it don't hurt me. It just means that I'm just super insensitive because I've been drawn.
But I'm consistent on all fronts. I don't give a fuck about a lot of shit. It ain't just like black. There's a bunch of shit I don't really give a fuck about.
I understand.
But no, he made like documentary shit. It's interesting. It's like it's good. It's like it's interesting.
So he
Now-
made documentaries.
It's like YouTube. Like, it's like real. Like he not fucking doing no like real life shit. Just like series and shit like that.
So what you think should happen to him besides YouTube canceling him?
I don't know. I don't.
You think he changed? You think he's going to change? You think?
Do I think he's changed?
Cause it's been like literally these
I don't
videos
think
been up
people-
for
I
how
don't think
long?
people- I don't think people change. I think they just like, okay, I see that's bad, so I'm not gonna do that anymore. Cause like, say right now it's 2020.
I don't know about
we could
that.
be, bro. We could be saying a bunch of crazy shit right now.
You know how many
that people think are crazy. Blackface has always been bad, but like,
and people still do
a
it,
lot of dumb motherfuckers oblivious, and people still do it now. It's just like, okay, you should know about it. Now, if you do it like now,
and people still do
it's
it.
like exactly. If you do it now, you're just like you're a fucking idiot, right? If you did it 15 years ago, even though it might have been bad, but I don't think like when did you first ever hear about blackface? Like in your like life, was it after high school? Was it in high school?
I mean, it's probably probably before that.
Probably like you really think you heard of it before.
Probably.
I don't remember hearing about this shit till like after high school. When the first time you heard about blackface?
Probably somewhere in high school, if not middle school.
Yeah,
I was aware of it.
yeah, like
I
that's
mean, maybe
always.
'cause I was worried about white people. I ain't fucking. I was like,
No, that's always been like. If you even just,
what's the biggest blackface scandal you remember like seeing?
it wasn't a scandal. They just used to dress up as black people.
I don't remember. I don't
Like
people-
black- like when they
what's
talk
that-
about
what's that movie-
theaters and
what's
shit,
that
though.
movie? What's that movie? The elephant
What?
one. What's that movie? The elephant.
Dumbo.
The cartoon Dumbo. That's like a form of blackface. I never even. I was like, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I got a bunch of black
Watching shit.
stereotypes.
I didn't even know that. I was watching. See, but when you're a kid, I don't think about shit like that.
No, I get that. I get that for sure, but a lot of shit be subconscious. But yeah, even with blackface, like yeah, they used to put blackface on actors because they didn't want black actors. Same with the wigs and stuff. Like I don't remember when we learned that, but that was during history. Whenever we learned that shit in history,
So do you think it's two different types
that
of
could
it?
definitely was probably middle school.
Like you think like old clips of Jimmy Fallon acting like Dennis Rodman is as bad as being like fuck. We're not gonna know black people. Fuck them black people. We're gonna do it like this. But you can easily
I
be
just
like,
wouldn't create
I guess you can
content like
I
that,
guess you
so
can
it's just
easily
hard for me
say
to-
like, oh, they should got a black guy to do it. Some of this shit like is bad. If something's bad, right?
I think it's
It's like, I
distasteful.
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think
I just can't. Some shit I just can't give a fuck about.
I think it's trash regardless. Like, how are you even making money off this type of content? Like, it goes back to you saying to his supporters, well, who's supporting this shit? Like, why is this profitable? This
I don't
shit
know.
sucks. It's not funny.
That's
It's not
like-
good.
That shit is like not even funny, not even good.
Like when black people or when good, not even fuck black. When people do imitations in general, bro, you have to be spot on. If not, it's trash. Nobody give a fuck about some. Just because you put a wig, like bro, you gotta hit home. Even when we do like, I'm acting like my mama and how she yelled at us in a car or something. If you put a wig on, you better act like my goddamn mama. If you're not doing a great portrayal, you look weird. And I
what do you think about the Tropic Thunder movie? I never watched the movie. I just know they say Rob Down Jr. did blackface.
Oh, you sure right.
they were making fun of blackface.
That's that. I mean, I don't know. I never watched it. I don't know.
They was making fun of blackface.
So was he a white guy doing blackface in the movie about the movie?
He didn't even know he was. He didn't even know he was white. He was a black dude. He thought he was black.
So he was a white guy. Thought he was black, but he had black paint on. Right? Is that
Yeah,
how it was?
yeah. But they were making. It was.
I never seen movies. I don't know.
It's just like Family Guy. It was satire. It was.
It's different because it's comedy.
Yeah, it's sarcasm in a sense. Like it's not that they outright like played it in a sense, but you know how he displayed a certain amount of ignorance the whole movie, and he's wearing blackface. It was them basically saying it's dumb that he's doing it. Like even him talking about I'm black, he like nigga you ain't black. Like just the like how could you really? I guess what they really brought up was how could you really even know how to portray a black person if it's all you doing is putting on paint. Like you couldn't possibly know how to portray you just couldn't. But yeah, with Chopper Thunder, shit, dude acted retarded. And it was a bunch of different tropes that they were playing out. It was a fucking comedy though.
It's not like that. I don't think like because of course you look at it like oh people it's bad history of whatever. I think it's more like when I'm saying like I don't really give a fuck.
I know.
Like in the grand scheme of my life,
But-
like my thing with people is like You could be mad about it. I can say, oh, that's fucked up. I can look at it and be like, it's fucked up. But I don't let it drive. Like, people let this shit, like, drive their life. Like, it be their mission to every day tweet about it, share it, post. It's like, God, do you really give a fuck?
Do you think, like, people support it because they see, like, so say when a black person sees this person in blackface and I have a reaction to it, I get mad. And then I talk about canceling this person. Do a white person like that reaction, like for other people that support them in a sense, and they see, because you know how when somebody realizes they can get to you, they keep poking that same button, so they think that gets to black people. So do they keep supporting that, like the people that's racist or prejudiced, whatever you want to call it? Do they keep supporting that because they think that's what's going to make black people mad or infuriate black people? Like I don't know, like it's just weird how. It could just be consistently. I guess that's not all his content though. So I guess that's the biggest thing.
I think it's like people could be. You gotta think a lot of these people that watching shit, kids, they don't even know what the fuck.
Yeah.
I don't think it was like when he was doing that shit 10 years. I don't think it was like people our age I was watching. Like, oh my
For
God,
instance, like just on Call of Duty, they just say nigga, nigga, nigga all the time because they know like that's what they know it can get to you. It's like I don't know. What?
I don't know. It's a weird world. I just don't like the whole like being so invested in certain shit. It was weird to me. Like some people make it like their life's mission to like fucking keep going and going and going and going. It's like okay, YouTube. Once YouTube demonetize you, it's like all right, it's over. Whatever. Like after that,
it's not over. Because he still got a fan base. He can create a website. He can create so many things. Sound like, bro, what you mean? It's so many other outlets.
What do you think should happen to him?
There's nothing you really could do to him.
I'm not saying, but like, what would be like the thing? Like, somebody that gets canceled. What is the thing? Like, they can't have no livelihood no more. They can't do they can't make money.
You can't cancel them, bro, because the ignorance is still there. Like, how could you cancel them when you don't change the state of the world? Like, he just can go to another platform.
Well, my thing is like, if, not you because you really don't give a fuck. But my thing is like, this person needs to be canceled. What is the main goal at the end? Like I know, like we have you go to a website, but like if you cancel somebody, what do you want to happen to them? No movies, no shows, no this. They can't make income. What is the goal of that's canceling somebody?
Canceling them is showing you, bro, you took something for granted, and if you build it back up, if you regather a following, how it should be. If you regather a following, it should be that you earned it. But that'll never really happen, bro, because. The ignorance, like the fans never, like your core fans probably still don't give a fuck about what people talking about. So it's like, how can you expect him to change when he can still get money off these people? Like it's like you said, it's a crazy world, man.
Canceling is
ultimately
a tricky business.
It's like it's not even about being canceled. It's like you displayed this bad behavior. If you was to murder somebody, they put you in jail. If they would, like you get outcast. But these people don't get outcast because their fan base still support them. That's what I'm trying. Like so, even when we're canceling them, it doesn't affect them because everybody didn't learn the lessons.
Who's somebody you think that's been successfully canceled?
Who's been somebody successfully canceled?
Bill Cosby.
No, because people still support Bill Cosby.
Yeah, but he's in jail.
Well, that's just like
R. Kelly. R. Kelly in jail now?
Yeah, he in jail too.
So jail is that's the ultimate like cancel.
I feel like
but he's still getting money.
If it like really affect your life,
he's still getting money.
People still. I mean, if you got a prison for life,
that's why I say you got to change the people views. You can't even try to.
It's not about canceling somebody. It's like it don't matter. Adolf Hitler was a goddamn. We know what he was.
Niggas still support him today.
Him. Like it's the people. It don't matter about the person. You can.
So y'all aren't really targeting the person. You're targeting the followers.
Yeah, because that's who's enabling.
It's not the leader. It's the ideal.
Yeah.
The idea is still alive because
that's the only reason they follow him.
Support and think that idea.
Yeah.
So regardless if you kill the figurehead, you didn't kill the idea.
And now they gonna come up. Now
somebody else could just jump into that.
And it's when you cut the head of a snake in the cartel, you just spread out and it be more.
You know what I'm saying?
So if you think of it in that way, you really can never cancel anybody because it's always
we need to do something.
It's never like because like with R. Kelly, you cancel R. Kelly, it's still people out there that say little fast ass girl shouldn't. It's like it's always somebody. It's like
it's always two sides.
I think and also things like that, it doesn't necessarily cancel that idea. Like it kind of like pushes it into the darkness. Like it just like
it doesn't push. You saying it do or don't?
It do. It like you not. Like Harvey Weinstein, them Hollywood niggas, it's still Hollywood niggas being pedophiles, but they probably not necessarily pedophiles.
I see what you're saying.
But they're more strategic now in the way they do their shit.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh
That's
shit.
that's what happened
they
with
really getting
the same
out
thing that
there for
happens
shit?
with censoring, and you can see how it's changing with Trump coming out. People used to censor themselves a lot more, and now people start to be more boisterous. And even when you start censoring people, or when people start becoming aware of some of the negative things you're saying to them, you just got to change up your verbiage. And so yeah, that's
So I guess it's never really a true. You cancel a person, but if the goal is to cancel
because even censoring somebody, what can you really do? All they can do is they just gonna readjust to your guidelines.
Well, I don't know. Alex Jones is that a successful? Because like you don't hear about him no more. Not as much.
We never really just super heard about him.
He was more like when I used to go on YouTube. You see like that shit just pop up on your feeds, and it's like, but now
that's because we watch
he's
Joe
done
Rogan,
for.
and that is just a
I
part
would
of the
like
algorithm.
to see. I would like to see his like like I'd like to see like.
I'm sure he's still booming, bro. I'm sure. And when you say
It's
that,
like but
because
like, he's the only person I've ever seen can cancel off everything.
yeah,
He can't even use PayPal. He can't use certain credit card systems. He can't use Apple. I've never seen people get took off Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I've never seen.
how's that legal?
They took him off everything.
How's that legal?
I don't know.
I mean,
Is he a terrorist?
the people who platformed to this just took them off.
That's wild. They got
It's like there's people that say worse shit than Alex Jones,
yeah.
and they're on Facebook,
And for-
this live, Twitch.
Even with
live.
Alex Jones, he could flip that and get more power because he was like, look at him. Like with Joe Rogan, when they try to cancel him, it kind of it reinforces your foundation when they feel like they trying to wrong you. And it's like, nah, man, we gotta speak up for our dude. We gotta be even stronger. Like
stand up. They're trying to silence us.
Yeah, so it's like you even kind of get bigger sometimes. I know you say sometimes the importance of the situation get pushed back, but sometimes a person can flip that shit, getting canceled.
Trying to cancel somebody can really get misconstrued because canceling somebody really just put more focus on it.
Yeah,
And once you put that more focus on it, you realize like regardless of the person and the figure, the idea is still just as strong.
and for like with the spiritual or conscious community or what's the other word, conspiracy theorist community, if you counsel us, that's you justifying that we were somewhat right. Because if we were speaking gibberish, why the fuck did you even
would you
care?
care?
Like you would just
Why
let
would
us
it
keep
matter?
talking because we're not even hitting home. But when you that's only in certain cultures though, because we speaking against them. So obviously, like what was your benefit in taking me down? Obviously something I was saying, but Alex Jones fall into that category, but other people can't necessarily fall into that category because it's like your content don't even kind of relate to that.
Like fucking.
Yeah. So yeah, you can flip being canceled, but even in it's not effective, bro. It's not effective. Cause we even said it before. This statement has been prevalent way before cancel culture. All publicity is good publicity. So
That's really just some public shit. Canceling is just some public shit.
Just make you feel like,
Literally
oh, I'm
just
in
some
part of
public
this.
shit.
I'm canceling this guy because like
'Cause
the
what
Shane
if-
Dawson. Let's see what happens in like let's see 3 months from now. Are you still here? You still making YouTube videos, make millions of views. You might be hot for a little while. Like, all right, let me chill out. Let me go on a little break.
Tekashi still around. No,
All the people that been canceled, the reason why they were canceled, what changed?
Nothing I can think of.
So what did you do?
Me
Like
Too
the only thing with
movement
this, the only thing
still
with this Shane
going.
Dawson dude is if you cancel him for he said racist, he said this, right? The nigga, the weird jerking off, that's weird. Like, what the fuck you doing? I don't know. I think that's white boy funny, I guess. Oh, there's another video. There's a video they had like it's called shit talking, right? So it's like whatever you pull out, you gotta talk shit about it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he pulled a Trayvon Martin one, and he was like, if you would have had a job, you wouldn't have been outside walking. Like some weird shit, but like.
Somebody made an interesting point. Was like the game was supposed to be about beloved people or universally loved people. Trayvon Martin's not universally loved. Martin Luther King got assassinated. He was not universally loved. So you doing that is just not thoughtful.
Well, I didn't even know what I didn't even know what the premise
Yeah,
of it. I thought
the
it was
game
like,
was
put random names.
we're
in the
gonna
ad.
we're gonna take names that's universally loved that it's hard to say something controversial about them because like Gandhi. I mean, obviously some shit about everybody, but
That's because if you like, even that statement, like when you think about it, when you get older, you could find like kind of what we talked about last week. You could find shit
on everybody.
everybody.
Everybody, they're human.
Yeah.
Like you can say, "Oh, Barack Obama is great." You can say, "Oh, but he killed 10,000 innocent people with drone." Like it's like you can.
He's the
find-
reason that slaves are in Libya, right? Wait, what we talking about? About you said Obama and fucking up. I was about to start
Obama.
listing
Right,
shit.
sorry.
About to start listing shit.
Nigga jumped out the window.
My bad.
Jesus
You said what is
That's a
it's
trigger.
the slaves in Libya? Because him and Hillary Clinton Oh yeah, my bad, bro. Finish what you was talking about.
No, that's it. I mean, you can find bad in certain people. Like,
Oh man.
maybe he didn't do nothing to us, but what do you do to people around the world?
Yeah.
Like, you can find bad in everybody.
I know this is off topic, but just me talking about Libya, that should be on the news all the time. Why the fuck ain't nobody talking about Yemen?
That's what I'm saying. Like, as far as like caring, like I said, the blackface thing is, I was like, certain shit people care about more than like real shit that's going on. I don't expect people to give a fuck about Libya and Yemen. You know why? Because they don't live there. Most people don't give a fuck about shit that's not in proximity to them. So I understand why they don't give a fuck about it. But like, if you on that social justice wave, you passionate about that shit, and you telling me your whole week of social justice has been about cancel Shane Dawson, but you ain't brought light to some real shit. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, man. I'm like, bro, we asked that question, what's the distractions for? Man, we got a lot of fuckery. We got ICE, hoeing Hispanics. We got Yemen. We got other shit going on, wars and potential wars and shit. What else? What other fucked up shit we got? We said the Yemen. We got obviously black crime and the shit but it's so much shit, bro. It's so much shit, bro. This shit crazy. Like, you can't focus, even with social justice warriors.
There's no way you can fucking focus on everything.
This shit wild.
You can't care about everything. You can't.
That's
it's
why
too
they say
much.
You gotta pick your battles. You can't fight them all.
True. And we picking some shitty
Especially
battles.
when you know
we picking some shitty battles.
Especially
right
when it comes to other countries, like, you know, what are you gonna do about that? Do you force America to step in over there?
I mean,
is that what you do?
We just threw away millions of potatoes, and Yemen been in a crisis.
We ain't not gonna talk about that.
I know. It's just sad, bro. Like I said, I can't expect anybody to do anything, bro. But this is, oh man.
Where's Yemen? Is that Africa?
It was I just looked up Arabian,
Asia or some shit.
Arabian area, Arab area, Arabic. Thank you.
So
I couldn't think of it.
in Africa.
It's like, you gotta think though, the lack of compassion for them and how they can compartmentalize that is the same way they can compartmentalize people being homeless and classism here. Like, yeah, they ignoring that problem here, but I just had to think, I'm like, bro, I'm sure it's a reason that it's something that we ignoring here that's just like that over there. It's like, bro, if we really care, there's no way you can compartmentalize that, even though I don't stay over there. Like, it's just like when motherfucking Hitler was killing Jews and shit, just because I was in America, it wasn't like, oh, fuck them niggas.
I don't live in Germany.
Like, yeah, like, nah, bro. It's
I don't
like,
live in Italy. I don't live in.
Yeah, nah,
it's
bro.
like,
That's just,
whatever,
it's,
do your thing over there.
we just taught to be desensitized about shit.
But you know what? The only reason we stepped in, because we fuck with the people.
Yeah, and we was
America
getting caught
don't
up
give a
in
fuck about
shit.
you.
I know.
They don't give a fuck about
I
Libya.
know.
They don't got no interest in those nations. I was like, wow. Now, if England started going through shit Yemen going through, America sending aid immediately.
Actually,
London.
The Jewish shit is a little different because once America actually found out what was going on, they stepped in.
No, they shit. It's, I ain't gonna say I know for a fact, but allegedly they was a part of this shit. That's why them niggas, we hired most of them people when they came over here.
I
after
just watched like the World War II documentary and like that's a whole episode on it. But Jewish people as a whole, it was kind of wishy-washy. But the shit the Germans was doing to them, once that got out, that's when we stepped in. But as a
So they
whole,
weren't really tripping about
the
them, like-
propaganda on Jewish people as a whole, you are correct. Everybody had a part in that. But
the propaganda, but
Do
I see what
people-
you're saying. Yeah,
do-
you right.
I'm so ignorant
That,
to
it's certain things with that.
I'm
I
so
heard.
ignorant to
Like,
Jewish
oh,
shit, right?
yeah.
I don't know even. I
'Cause
don't understand
it-
why they. Is it because it was in the Bible that Jewish people killed Jesus? Is that? I don't know if that's true. Is that true?
A lot of things they talk about them being a race and no, Jews are chosen people in the Bible. But when it comes to why they hate them, is because Hitler was saying that they're schemy, they take all your land and all these different things and stuff like that. He was basically calling them colonizers.
after they won,
basically.
after they lost the First World War, the Germans lost a lot of shit. And the way Hitler rose to power was, we have to get our land back, take our power back, and all of that has been taken by these people. And you see, the less fortunate Jewish people, or not Jewish, Germans, was like, well, if we move them out the way, then it's more spots for us and more benefits for us. So, you know what I'm saying? Lower-minded people just jumped in for the cause. And it became Hail Hitler. And they benefited from the demise of those people. So, it's really, like we said, the idea. It's the people.
Yeah, and it's dangerous, bro, because even like you said, America knew about the propaganda. I think
We participated in the propaganda.
they participate in the propaganda, and I know it's officials and certain people in higher places that knew exactly what the fuck was going on. Obviously, every American and every politician didn't know exactly what was going on, but there were people that knew. But even then, with the Olympics, I think it was Carl Lewis, whoever it was during that time. If you go back and watch his movie, America was going to Germany, and they was like, y'all gonna have to take some of this shit down because we're gonna put this shit on TV. We can't have all this shit up. Just like with the slums and shit, you gotta hide some of this shit. They were saying it like they knew that they had hate, propaganda, and all that. They was like, last time we came here, we told y'all to take it up, take shit down. There's more shit up. Y'all got more flags out. Like, y'all gonna have to cut this shit out. They ain't never cut this shit out. And for me, like I said, yeah, a lot of people may not have knew, but I know some people knew about that shit, and they were benefiting off that shit somehow, some way. But who knows? Who knows? I can't say no. I can't. No, you're not. Nothing to do with the masses. I'm talking about the president probably knew, the military person probably knew, somebody in the CIA, FBI probably.
Oh yeah, CIA.
You gotta think, bro. They doing, bro. Even the propaganda and stuff. That's stuff for the mainstream people. These people still do their own reconnaissance and have their own spies. Period. They're gonna always have their own spies everywhere. China got spies here right now. That's professors and shit. That's teaching us different propaganda and stuff like that.
Y'all should check that out.
Yeah, so I ain't saying it was news that was out there, but I'm sure if you go into some documented files that's been closed, people knew about this shit. Same with Pearl Harbor, but don't let me get on a tangent. Y'all know how I go in.
Pearl Harbor's
They basically Hawaii with or Japan and stuff like that. That's what started World War II.
That's what got us involved in World War II.
Yeah, exactly. But America wanted to get in World War II already, but they didn't have a reason to, so they let them bomb them, even though they knew that was gonna happen. It's a lot of shit.
I ain't been in history class.
It's a lot of shit, bro.
So okay, Pearl Harbor. When was the Vietnam War? Was that before or after Pearl Harbor?
After.
Was that is that because of that, or is that a different war?
Nah, Pearl Harbor was World War II.
Yeah,
Vietnam was his own shit.
Vietnam after. Vietnam was.
Can I watch it? I just watched that show.
Shit, wait, was it after?
Niggas benefited from war a lot.
When was it after? Because Muhammad Ali was not going to Vietnam War.
That was like in the 70s.
Yeah, because World War II was 1930 to like 1945, 46.
I thought that was World War One.
Nah.
Let's see.
World War I was 1920 or 19.
Nah, because 1929 was in the Great Depression.
World War II was 1939, 1945.
Yeah, World War II, and so World War I was after 29. So we went back.
World War II was before.
We went back to fight them. Pearl Harbor started. See, but Pearl Harbor was in 1941.
I thought the Great Depression we was in, and World War I got us out the Great Depression, and we went into the Great Depression in 1920. It ain't until 1929.
Damn, the Vietnam War lasted 20 years. Shit.
God damn.
From 1955 to 1975. Jeez. Did y'all watch that new show on Netflix? That movie, Spike Lee?
I ain't get a chance to.
The Five Bloods or something like
I
that?
haven't seen it yet.
You like it?
I heard a lot.
It's cool. It's like
I like the concept of us fighting wars that ain't ours.
they're gonna find gold and shit like that. And it's like they found gold and it's like, this is ours. It's like, fuck that, bury this shit, and we gonna come back and get this shit later.
Damn, yeah,
That's
you're right.
essentially what they did.
So when was the Great Depression?
20s.
Yeah, like in the early 20s.
So
Cause
they lied to me, bro.
War got us out of the Great Depression, right?
Yeah.
Created jobs.
But we was already in war before the Great Depression.
War.
We was 1929 is when the Great Depression started. Oh, and it ended in 1930s. Okay, so World War II got us out of the Great Depression. I was getting my awards, my bad.
Oh no, yeah. I
Okay.
jumped 10 years. It's 1939.
Yeah.
44,
Okay. I was like, bro, I'm confused, bro. I knew that history because that's some shit I remember. But yeah, I don't know how we got there. What we was talking about?
Went from talking about bad people to Hitler to Jews to this to that.
Jumped around.
You know, shit just get to going, man. When
Yeah,
shit get to going, it get to going.
I know we're talking about the idea, canceling
Yemen,
people.
Libya.
Yeah.
This is fucked up shit happening all over the world.
Everywhere.
I don't even want to ask the question of how you can fix it because we'll be here all day trying to think of some dumb shit. But it's like, do you blame media? You have to blame them for the journalistic integrity. Like, how could you put these trash ass conversational pieces out? Because that's all they are. Versus talking about the shit that really matter. Obviously, there's some censoring shit where you can't talk about the shit in the mainstream, but we got to start blaming them, bro. Because ultimately, we don't have the resources to just go get information from out of these places. So they gonna have to. Are we gonna have to boycott the news or like go up to them and be like, hey man, y'all gotta stop bullshitting with us or what? Because the media, bro, that's a big part in why we can't never stay focused.
So you want them to focus on one story?
Not one, but the major ones.
Major the who?
Yeah, it's like major.
The world stories.
Major the who? Everything don't mean the same.
Most
to
people,
everybody.
yeah, the world shit.
Major
People don't
to
give a
who?
fuck about world shit.
None of this. When I say journalistic integrity, I'm talking about even to niggas that's. Who are these niggas that when people die, they like the first to report it in the California people? The always following Kanye and shit around, always following celebrities. Who's those people?
TMZ.
TMZ. I'm talking to even that form of media. Like, bro, just media in general, we should not be having media that's like this useless.
But
Like,
that's capitalism.
I know it, and that's a big part of it. Why we can even capitalize on that. Like, bro, when it comes to journalism and stuff like that, bro, that shit shouldn't even be called journalism. That shit should be a little blog talk or some shit. I don't know, but like I said, it's we shouldn't be talking about Terry Crews. We shouldn't be talking about Will and Jada. We shouldn't be talking about like. No matter, I know that's important. That leave it for Twitter. If somebody figure that out on Twitter, that's fine. But when TMZ pushing shit, when I know ain't nobody in the world news pushing that, but it's other pointless things they talk about that I don't watch the news, so I just can't sit up here and think about it. But bro, the focus is not where it should be. I know that.
I think it's just hard because it's like they at the end of the day a business, so they're gonna try to focus in and talk about shit they believe people in America don't care about. A lot of people in America don't go give a fuck about Yemen. They'll see it, they'll be like, damn, that's fucked up.
You don't think that's a part of our training
what's going
though?
on?
Us not to care about other stuff outside of us?
I don't think it's training. It's also kind of like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
What am I gonna do?
What
about
can
it?
you do?
But they'll get us to be ready to go to war to go change democracy somewhere quick. That's why I say, can it be our training? Because we'll be quick to be like, oh yeah, we need to go over there and make that a democracy.
But they frame it as something that has to do with us.
Our training.
There's no way to how do you frame Yemen to be a us problem? You can frame going to
You're human.
That's a world problem.
That's a world thing. I can say China is come to America, take your rights. They're coming to what to me?
That's gonna affect you directly.
How do you get people to give a fuck about Yemen being hungry? Now, if you say,
But
the
that's
Yemen
because
plague
people
is
have
about
been
to come here,
desensitized for so long that when I say training, I'm talking about long-term training on how we just desensitized because media's been putting out wild shit. Like just every day the news got some wild shit. So every day you got to get even a more sensationalized story to get people to be pushed out there because the trash shit that you keep putting out there in general. So if you was ultimately it's too late now, but if they, like I said, it got to be training, bro.
Like different.
I don't think people
we got homeless people
desensitive.
in our city right now. Is you going to buy groceries and feed the homeless?
But I think that's because there's no narrative.
No, not narrative. Are you going to buy groceries to feed the homeless?
I don't have money to.
That's why a lot of people don't because they can't. Like I said, it's kind of.
But it's a narrative though. We can push a narrative, and let's start a fun. Like there's no narrative being pushed at all, or even being questioned for the media. It's not a topic. There's nobody talking. Like we talk about it, the homeless rising, unemployment rising, but we only talk about that shit when we're trying to vote somebody in. So like I said, even then, homelessness has a big thing to do with the American people. Ain't nobody talking about that because that can affect us. That affects the economy. Having to if that keep rising,
But they go back to pick your battles.
and like I said, the media don't pick good battles.
Why you want the media to pick all the battles?
Because the media is the only one that has the resources to even be putting a lot of this stuff out. What else would they put out?
A lot of people have the resources and power to do a lot of things.
So we just ignore them and let them just die out and not use their tool no more?
I think social
Pick your battles,
media.
what matters
I
to
think
you.
social
Fight
media
for
more
it.
than media can push.
I feel you. I'm
things
just talking about in
nowadays.
general because I think for myself, everybody don't
We can't
everybody don't think for
generalize
themselves.
Everything and all the problems.
But most people don't think for themselves and they go to media. I think for myself, so I'm not gonna go to media. If I want to do something, I'm gonna do it because I think for myself. But other people don't do that. So you get these.
You would have to start a movement on what you care about and try to work those things out. You can't.
But then people don't listen to me because I don't have those same credentials like those people got. So it's all set up against me anyways. Even if I do talk,
With that thought,
they could denounce me. They could whatever. They're gonna follow them. And I'm just saying. Let me say this, preface this. I don't give a fuck about the world. I know this shit going down the drain. I'm talking to the mainstream. I'm talking to y'all so y'all could figure out ways. Because ultimately, it's nothing the individual person can do. We'll have to look to somebody that got those big powers. We gotta look to if things really want to change, it ain't us. We the working class. Yeah, I'm lying. We can make change. It's just different ways. I don't think we'll be able to do it because there's no narrative to even know what to do as a whole. Because, yeah, I know what to do. Yeah, we gotta all hold out. But everybody can't do that. Everybody got kids. Everybody got different lifestyles.
I think that's just broken down to. It's like it's not that the media not showing it enough. It's not that whatever. Is that everybody got their own shit. Rob, I don't know what Rob going in his life. He got his own shit he worry about every day. You got your own shit you worry about. Most people don't got time to think. I don't got time to think about Yemen because I got to think about how to feed my damn kids. I don't got time to think about fucking Yemen.
I feel you.
Is it horrible for them?
So we can argue about who's better, Republican or Democrats, all year round.
Mm-hmm. Because you think that affects you.
Because they train that to affect us.
No, but their policies will affect you. If a Republican, if the Supreme Court says for abortion, right? They say no more abortion, that affects you. Yemen niggas and Yemen being hungry don't affect you.
What about the homeless people here?
It don't affect me. How does it affect me?
You could be potentially homeless and nobody gonna care about you.
That's not a whatever. I could be potentially whatever, but I'm saying that doesn't affect me.
But you don't.
Anybody can be homeless.
But you're not. That's what I'm saying. There's no narrative. There's no education. So I'm saying if the world want to change, you're gonna need these big sources, these big outlets, because these are the ones that program people in the first place. That's all I'm saying. Because even
I think shit like that. When you say Yemen's hungry, these people, I think people like the World Health or whatever the fuck they got, the world things. That's people that should be focused on that shit. But the world thing. I don't think like it's a.
Why don't you think the news shouldn't focus on that though? What do you deem news?
They're only going to show American shit.
Why though? Why?
Because that's what Americans care about. They shit.
Because they train us to care about that. They train us to be tribalistic.
Everybody cares about they shit.
Because we're trained to be that way.
If they break into a, I'd rather.
But they push that too. They push us into scenarios where we have to survive and push those even more survival tactics.
Regardless of programming and training, everybody got a choice. Everybody chooses.
It's deadly to say that when that's what Kanye said.
It depends on what context.
Slavery is a choice. Because these people are, like I said, these people can't think for themselves. So if everybody got the choice, that's not really.
Who can't think for themselves?
A lot of people that's mainstream, that follow just media and mainstream outlets. They don't think for themselves. We talk about people regurgitating shit 24/7 on here.
Because it's easier to jump in the group thinking, yeah.
It's not easier. That's what you're trained to do.
That's not what
we're trained to
do. It's easier to do that. It's easy.
No, even if you look in the animal kingdom, every animal not pack nature. Every animal don't move in packs. Some animals are lone wolves and things like that. So even then, you could relate it to animal and being survival of the fittest. But some things, bears, they hunt alone. Some things hunt in groups. Everything don't move. We're trained to be pack-minded and not think on our own. Like, bro, we're capable of doing many other forms of thought.
If everybody's trained to do that, then why is not everybody pack-minded and group-minded? You're not pack-minded and group-minded.
I was for a long time.
How'd you break your training?
I don't know. That was God-given. Let's be real. That wasn't something I could just put a point on. I asked questions. A couple of things didn't look right to me. But even then, I could be lulled back to sleep through stress, through bills. It ain't even about, like, it goes so deep.
You could be, but at the end of the day, bro, you still gonna sit in the back of your mind and think about, like, hey.
I don't know, man. Some people so drained, bro. Some people so drained. I'm not talking for myself.
If you train and you give up, bro, that's on you.
Is it really giving up?
It's on you.
You got your coon hands going if you ask me.
I'm trying to figure out what we're talking about.
He's basically saying you can choose to pull yourself up out of your situation. I'm saying that a lot of people are so programmed, they don't even know how to pull themselves out of their situation. Or they're so entrapped. Even if they were to look for a way out, they glimpse of light.
Because I'm still thinking about the Yemen shit. What are y'all talking about?
You can relate that to somebody in Yemen. You can relate it to somebody in the hood. They have a choice to get
pulling you up by your bootstraps.
Basically, yeah, that's a reliable thing. You can say that that's logical, but ultimately, a lot of times, things so entrapped around you, the odds are so against you. That's not really a.
That's a. I feel like that's a mindset. All right, Bryce. You didn't have a car for a long time. I didn't have a car for a long time. But once I sat down,
stop using us as examples.
Why?
We're not like everybody else. Everybody don't think like us. I can't
speak for nobody else. I can speak for myself in the situations I've experienced and I've been through. We didn't have cars for a very long time.
I can speak for other people.
I don't know why you didn't have yours or what you was going through. I was fucking dumb with my money. I wasn't saving my money. I wasn't spending my money wisely, nor saving it. But once I did those things, bro, I was able to save up.
Why do you think you're naturally dumb on money, though? Why did you think you're naturally ignorant on money? Your lack of training.
Lack of education.
Your lack of prep. So a lot of things that we've trained in a lot of ways. And even if we wanted to pull ourselves up, a lot of times we'll go against ourselves.
I had to get tired of asking for rides and walking places and doing
even if you get
things.
tired of that, it's still not guaranteed that what you're doing now. Let me finish. You can choose. But even then in this system, let's just be real. People have made great decisions and their businesses still failed. Are we going to ignore that? Like, I know this off topic from me talking about media, but I'm just saying, like, we know that life is stacked up against us. And yes, there's choices. Yes, you get all those different things. But for some people, bro, what about, you got to think, bro, how deadly or how mental, like most of black people got mental disorders. Most people with the opioid crisis, all these different things. Let's be real about society and how sad we are as a state. Most people don't think for themselves. Most people are you depressed? You should take this pill. Side effects are this. The reason we have this is because of the training. If people was naturally self-sufficient, if people naturally was taught different things, and we wouldn't have some of these problems. But I said, it's our training, bro. I can't sit up here and say we can pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. And this is all me going back to saying the programming from media. If they choose to talk about other topics, I mean, how could, I don't really know. Yeah, we could talk about Democrat and Republican, but are those really, like I said,
like the whole Yemen, the bootstrap is different. The whole Yemen thing or anything going on in the world, if that shit don't got nothing to do with America, nobody's gonna give a fuck. Because we live in America. I don't know how it works in Russia and China and Europe, and I don't know how they do their news out there. A lot of them probably focus on us because we're like the.
So so what are we saying here? So what about Yemen? What would like nothing? Just Yemen gonna die. Everybody in Yemen gonna die. The media not gonna talk about it. They just gonna in 3, 4, 5 years that genocide. Yemen people are gone off the face of the world.
See, but this is the thing though. We're not saying they should die. Something should happen.
We are saying it. If we're saying that media shouldn't take the change,
they're not gonna. I'm saying that's not gonna do shit.
How?
So if CNN and Fox News play Yemen all day, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna make? You think the Trump gonna make that move? You think the nigga in England gonna make it? Whoever the fuck in England who gonna make the move?
The reason, okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Y'all talking about as of right now. I know this is not going to be. If the media start doing things now and switching up topics and narratives and focusing on that, it's still gonna take time for people to become more passionate or have empathy, so we can want to work to those things. They just do it tomorrow. Yeah, ain't nobody's gonna make change because we're still desensitized. I'm talking about this is gonna be a long process that you have to go through, but it's not gonna happen any other way. I don't feel like it's for. Bro, you gotta think how much faith you give the flag, these media sites, and all these, like, not us, but mainstream. We value them. If they don't validate it or bring it up, it's irrelevant. And that's dangerous when they have most outlets.
I think it's a form of privilege. It's like how certain people look at white people. It don't happen to them. It's not their community. It's like this. Like a white person that lives in wherever he lives, right? They live in, it's like a thing of privilege, right? It's like the white person that lives in suburban Chicago, whatever, they don't even see the shit going on in Chicago. They don't give a fuck. In America, think about this in America. Think about this.
I can't say they don't see it.
In the grand scheme of things, is what we protesting, George Floyd, let's say 20 black men getting killed by the police. Why the black people that are talking about Libya? There's real slavery going on over there. We ain't talking about that shit. We got millions of motherfuckers marching for, it's a good thing to march for. Fuck it. Black people getting killed, march for that. We're privileged enough to do it because we ain't worried about slavery no more. Them niggas in Libya are still slaves. But we're not going, it's just because they're not affected. They're not going to do it. That's why I know like it's not going to happen. It's fucked up.
The world's over then. That's what y'all saying. That's what y'all saying.
It's over for parts of the world people don't give a fuck about, yeah.
It's everywhere.
No. People give a fuck about China. People give a fuck about Russia.
Some shit is out of your control, fam.
They care about that.
I know
they talk about that place.
I ain't gonna argue with y'all. I know what I see, and I'm not gonna argue with
Who
it.
doesn't care about China? We talk about China all the time. You know why? Because
what you care about is the topics they show you. You don't give a fuck about China. You don't give a fuck about the situation in America. Go back to. I just want to break down what you said. Even with the people, you said people don't see what happened in Chicago. No, bro. There's many people that understand what's going on in Chicago. That's why they say, "What about black on black crime?" Just how the narrative is put and how the narrative is driven. It could be changed, like just with the war on drugs. Let me fucking finish.
My point is they don't know about it. They don't give a fuck about it because it doesn't affect them.
It doesn't matter. That's what I'm talking about. No. I get what you're saying. I'm saying that's not my point. I'm off of that now. To the war on drugs, we could have been like the opioid crisis. Hey guys, this is a mental health problem. Nope, it's a war problem. Let's put these people in jail. Versus now, it's a health problem. We fund it and put money to it. A whole war against the black community. They came up with narratives, propaganda, all that to put us in jail. We're animals. We need to be healed. All that shit that came out. Hillary, Biden, Reagan, all these people funded it off what? Media. Same narrative can be pushed about the opioid, but why? It's a different narrative. What their funding gonna go to? What the narrative is: hospitals, medical bills, rehabilitation.
Do you think? Well, I guess it could be narrative. Is it narrative or is it the people who it's affecting?
What you mean?
Because it's white. It's mostly white people that are affected by this. The opioid shit. I'm not saying there's no black people that die from it.
I agree. But because even with hippies was they found a way to downplay hippies with them smoking and all that. Like even this is white people. If you're not a part of the mainstream conservative, back then conservative.
That's what I'm saying because they weren't there because hippies are whatever.
But they were white though. They were still white people.
But it's not like their ID. They're like
narrative.
Those people.
It's narrative.
Whatever the fuck they are. Left,
it's narrative because they were a group.
Hippies.
They were a group, but even the name hippie came from a media narrative. Like y'all taking even with the defunding. Like people been talking about defunding the police. Now it's a topic. Why? Because one time the media brought it up. Now it's a real conversation. It's been a real conversation, but media validated the real conversation.
I think it's media back with the fact that it's America. If we talk about defunding Russia, nobody's gonna give a fuck because it's not us.
It's the narrative, bro.
I think
it's the narrative.
I think if we said,
why are we trying to defund them? Do they have nuclear bombs?
Like what? America, Flint has dirty water.
I just said that. I said we don't care about stuff in America. We talk about the buttons that we care about. But even then, you could say, yeah, Flint. It was a narrative to push it. Nobody made the change, but I don't think the narrative was pushed hard enough. I just don't. No.
I thought they was talking about Flint forever.
But how they were talking about Flint, how they're going to go about change. When they wanted to put us in jail, they know exactly what to say to get white people angry. They know what to say to white people to get all these people in the streets now. They in the streets now. Like, bro, these people ain't in the streets because they wanted to. I'm telling, even though with the 8 minutes and all that, I know it's a bunch of different things that go along to that too. But bro, media know that too. I
think it's media power is more like it's easier to trick people to care about American shit. I think it's always hard.
Anything.
I think it's hard to get people to care about outside world shit.
I don't think it's hard. I just think if they wanted to put their mind to it, if there's a will, there's a way. It's not hard. All you have to, bro. We're human, bro. Like you're ignoring our humanity and saying, "Oh, capitalism." All like, bro, our humanity still. I know we got America and all that, but bro, we still humans. We can still give a fuck about people just because they're not Americans. I just said that about the Jews.
We can. My point is people don't.
Why though? Because the narrative that's be pushed.
Because the world, we just care about ourselves.
No, we cared about the Jews when they was getting killed. Once we figured that out,
I think there was some shit like they started fucking with Italy and France.
I'm not talking about the allies. I'm talking about the masses of people. They started to care. They care once they found out about it. Once they were really told. Once the narrative was pushed. Of course, when they were hiding and shit, people ain't know, people ain't care, people probably thought it was I'm sure it was some whistleblowers about Germany, ignoring them and shit like that. Then once media talk about, now you get it. Now everybody cares. So I can't, bro. I can't say, why the fuck did we even go to other places for democracy and to spread democracy?
Because it started to affect us directly.
So they say. It's all narrative. If they want to go into a country, they're gonna find a narrative to get in that country.
That was saying, but that narrative's gonna end up being like. But my thing is for Yemen, what narrative?
It's a small question to me, bro. That's a small question to me. I don't care. Figure it out. Like that's not a question I care to answer, bro. Because that's a small question to me. I think the narrative part is because, bro, how can I get people to care about humans that's dying? I don't.
And even if you individually care, like we saying this fucked up, but then when you think about it, it's kind of like with voting, like you think, oh, my vote don't matter because like it's just you.
I think it's
like,
easy.
What am I gonna do?
It's not about voting. It's not even.
But you think it's media?
For me, I get what you're trying
to.
Not even what you're trying to say. I get what you're saying, but it's not a hot button topic where, hey, either I'm a Democrat or a Republican, or I'm a liberal, or I'm a conservative. No, it's just humans need help. Humans just need to be basic needs. It's not like we're talking about Muslims versus Christianity. No, just maybe that is. Yemen is Muslims. Maybe that's why they don't give a fuck. Because most bases are Christianity. Maybe I answered my own fucking question. And it's been a war versus Christianity and Muslims, and that shit go way deeper than we'll ever know. That shit entrenched even into our armies. Most of our armies is Christian. When you think about our religious base and who's mostly in our army, we got a Christian army, basically a crusade, and a lot. Yeah, man, we be in Muslim countries a lot. Let's just say that, or black countries. But narrative. And I can't expect, bro, I don't know everything. Bro, it's so much bullshit. So I get it. I'm not disagreeing with y'all. I get it with all the distractions, all the chaos. But they play a part of that, though. They put all these different distractions and chaos in front of us. And there's ways to be organized. There's ways to be more journalistic and have, I just see the flaws and shit, bro. And I know it ain't going to never be perfect. And I get, like you said, raising people up by their bootstraps. But if it's the truth, can we apply it to all things? What do people in Yemen do then? Well, how can they raise themselves up? It's like it ain't. At some point, you need help. You said that. You said that. You said that yourself.
You gotta start with self. It has to start with self.
But
what do you as a person believe in?
You tweeted. You would have been failed if you had nobody to help. If you did it all on your own.
Facts.
Somebody gonna have to step in.
Somebody's got to start it somewhere, and that person who started believed that and truly themselves and stood up for that. And people saw that person believing and standing on that, and then joined in. What you care about? Fight on it. Stand on it.
I agree, but even they could be fighting.
Stand with you.
They could be fighting, and people could be standing. There's Yemen standing up, and they're still hungry.
Point. Like when you went back to Kanye.
How much do they stand before we help them? How much do they got to raise their voice?
How many slaves died before other slaves decided to revolt? I
don't think that's a good point.
It's very similar.
Because even then,
it comes down to choice. Some people died for the cause, literally.
Okay, so we saying people should keep dying.
People will never keep dying. People are not gonna stop dying.
I know, but that don't mean just like you said. Just because people dying, you can now push away the problem, but the ideology is still there.
Fight for it. How can you fight for it? Figure it out. But
have you ever thought that some people never even been taught how to fight?
You talk about the world and humanity.
Have you ever been taught? I mean, have you ever thought that people never been taught how to fight? Don't even know what a fight is. They've been battered and bruised and beaten their whole life, treated like animals.
I feel like you put too much faith in the programming and the propaganda and the media.
I put too much faith in the propaganda we've been broken and hurt for a long time as people.
Yes, sir. And a lot of people innately are aware of it and make that change.
Innately and aware of it, that's
starting with themselves.
How do you even know to start with yourself? That's wisdom in itself. How do you even know to start with yourself?
Couldn't answer that question for you.
My point exactly.
Because everybody's different.
You need wisdom. You need help.
Everybody's situation and life and experience is different. How do you get to your road on your path to success, nigga?
With a little bit of help. With a little bit of help. You said you raised yourself up.
Yeah, you had to go seek help, nigga. Ain't nobody just.
How do you know to seek help when everything inherently around you is flawed?
How do you know to seek help? Because you start that path. You start.
What path when you don't see a path?
Bryce, if I laid out a specific
Bro, some
path,
people think they're gonna die at 18. Some people know they're gonna be in jail.
Let me finish, fam.
I got you.
Everybody's path is different. My path was different. Your path was different. Somebody didn't see you doing bad and was like, yo, let me come help Bryce. Didn't you?
I'd have been sleeping where?
Oh, I was like, please.
I'd have been sleeping where?
Go ahead.
I'd have been sleeping outside if D-Fran mama didn't help me. Many people stepped in. If Shay mama didn't give me, like, come on, bro. It's Coach Ford.
And
many people helped.
Many
people stepped in.
Started trying to do for yourself, right?
It takes a community.
If you're not trying to do for yourself, bro.
I was led to do for myself because I had a good parent. What if I don't have a good parent? What if I don't have a parent at all?
Stop. What if? What did you do?
I'm talking.
What did you do?
You're talking to me. I'm talking to people that need guidance that don't have these wisdoms I have.
They can get that through you. What's your story? How did you get there?
I tell my story, but that doesn't always relate. That doesn't always resonate
because I don't. For you within the people you find inspiration from.
So I'm just trying to. So
the shit you inspired by you.
I think it's easier to talk about people, and I'm bringing it back to America. It's kind of easier to tell people in America to kind of like pull yourself up for your bootstrap, but like niggas in Yemen, it's like. It's how I feel about slaves. Like people say it's a choice to be a slave. It's like when you born into that, it's like, yeah, you can say, oh, look at that guy over there, he ran away. Like, you kind of don't really got too many.
There's no set way to do it.
Like, and of course you can find niggas in Yemen that's probably like standing up and doing whatever. I'm sure there's people that's not. I'm sure everybody in Yemen ain't just like laying down, fucking dead.
I'm just saying, what's more productive? If somebody get help or if they do it all on their own?
I think what Rob saying that you gotta start with helping yourself before then people will notice that you want to.
That's perspective. Is the
Because
egg,
you would,
let me.
I think
Is
it's
it,
different. I think it's like
does the egg come first or the chicken? That's what you just said.
Us helping you is still in a way you helping yourself
Because
first.
if he wanted
Because
to
if
be
you
honest,
didn't,
he
if you didn't tell me shit, it's different now. If we see you living outside and like let Bryce.
But y'all
live.
knew me too though, so it's a.
Hey, Bryce, did you want to be homeless? Because if you wanted to be homeless, you didn't have to go live with D-Fran. You didn't have to take the help from Shay Moms or whatever. But you took it, right? Because you wanted better for yourself, right?
I can't say right. I
I'm
needed somewhere to.
asking you as a person.
I needed somewhere to stay, and I know closed mouths don't get fed. Some people don't know that though. Some people don't know closed mouths don't get fed.
Well, that's where it started. You gotta say something. It starts
But
somewhere.
you
have
still
to start somewhere.
putting me into perspective when I know I just said don't put me into these shoes. I know what I did.
But you,
Just to break it down,
how you gonna speak on
right
an
now?
experience
Because
that
you-
somebody
this
else
is-
has thought?
This is just like how this is when a
Who
white
y'all speaking
person.
about? Who y'all speaking about? Y'all speaking about anybody
In general.
or people that are born into. Like,
It doesn't
Yemen
matter
type
to
shit?
me. It doesn't matter to me.
If it don't matter, then what are we breaking it down to?
Cause this is like a white person. Well, look at that famous person. That black person rose himself up. You should be able to do it too. No, that's not necessarily
That's
true.
perspective.
What's the difference?
You can talk about your experience and what you've been through. That's actual experience. Perspective is seeing somewhere and pointing at somebody else. Oh, they did this. How do you fucking know? You didn't live that life. You didn't experience what they experienced to get where they got. You experienced what you experienced to get where you got. Speak on that.
No, I can still speak on struggle too. Like, that's
Because
just
you
wisdom.
struggled.
Yeah, but I can also speak on people that never pulled themselves out of struggle. There's many people
can
that.
you speak on rich prosperity?
Yes, because I can
How
read.
so?
I can read.
Because you
I
can't
can.
experience it. You don't know what it's
I'm
like to go
smart
do
enough
it.
to be able to view things from the outside and interpret things from the outside without having to be
I feel
in
like
it.
that's a certain form of ignorance. That's like saying,
How is that ignorance?
I know what it's like to have $500 million.
Bro, you gotta realize what you
it's
said.
like to do.
For me to view things on the outside and not be in
Have
it.
you ever spent $5 million?
No, but I can get an idea of what it is to like to spend $5 million.
How so?
Because, bro, we can learn from other people's
And
mistakes.
getting that idea,
You can learn
will
from
give
people
you
from
direct
example.
experience, correct? Incorrect.
Say it again.
Having an idea is not knowing.
Everything is an idea because even if you made it a certain way, if you try to give that certain example to somebody else, that's not guaranteed. So
That's why we're talking about experience.
even what you're saying is not guaranteed that somebody can pull themselves up.
No situation is the same. How can you get to where you're trying to go?
I understand that, but some people, like I said, don't have an idea that there's better or somewhere to go.
So what you gonna do for them?
Give them advice.
And how can you give somebody advice on something you haven't done or experienced?
What do you mean? What haven't I done? You just said I experienced poverty. I have friends that's broke. I have family that's been broke all their life.
And you give them advice on how to do better, correct?
I can't give them advice because they're not seeking help.
Y'all crazy.
I mean, it can go like they won't know to seek help because they're not educated. They don't know. Like we can go on forever. Like, bro, people are ignorant. People are broken. People are traumatized. People are born out of people do things out of habit. So you got habits created from when you had no control over yourself. So now you 15, 16, 17, you still operating out of bad habits. You got control over that? Yeah, but how much? When we know that our bodies a lot of times out of our control anyways. Especially when we are a product of our environment. And some environments are way trashier than others. It's hard for some people in certain situations to pull themselves up more than others. And even when you're in a nice situation, we still got people with opioid crisis. So, yeah, I'm just saying, even then, money ain't the way out. Even people say that. Money ain't the answer. So, yeah, I don't know the direct answer on how to change the world, but I was just, like I said, trying to spitball and give examples and things like that. And most of it's going to have to come from some outside help. If we want real change in the world, obviously, like I agree with you. You got to do it yourself, but that's a special process, and everybody's not built for that
Some people
yet.
got the, I'm just keep Yemen because there's a lot of shit going on. What would you recommend people in Yemen to like? What would be like helping? Like, if you don't got the resources, how do you even help yourself out of a situation like that?
No gas stations, no fresh
No
water.
electricity, no nothing. Like, how would you even begin? You would have somebody.
Like,
would
what
have
does somebody
to,
in Flint do?
Somebody would have to like
I'm
go out of
not
their
gonna
way.
begin to give advice because I don't know what it's like to go through that. So how can I tell you how to get
So
out of that?
so how can you be mad at me for giving what I deem as advice if you're not even sure what's good or bad? What I deem as advice is media should push some better narratives. We should put more focus to these things. It's not that I'm 100% right or wrong, but if you're not sure, you can't be 100% sure that I'm wrong.
I didn't say you were wrong.
The tension, the energy. It didn't feel like we were agreeing there. I'm just saying we could have been, and people agree all the time and still be arguing.
Conversation. I enjoyed it.
I did too, bro. I'm just saying. I still felt like we was
I'm not
agreeing.
mad at you. I don't think you're wrong.
I mean,
I'm not
disagreeing.
I'm not calling you stupid or no shit like that. I'm listening to you as well as speaking.
I bet
to
if
you.
we rewinded, I got called wrong at least once. Nah, I'm bullshit. I'm bullshit. I swear I'm
Never know, we'll
bullshit.
see.
I'm
I
bullshit.
definitely. I can't wait to hear this episode.
I'm bullshit. Not really though. Nah, but I'm just. I said. So you don't like? Are you being realistic when you say that though? Let's be real. You really don't think you could think? Oh, because you have no idea what's going on in Yemen at all. But that's just a quick. Like you do a few research, you do some studying. We change the narrative. You'll figure out some things to do. Whether it's just, even if it's just raising your voice, that's helping. Mm-hmm. But if we don't know,
I think this is a put yourself by the bootstrap. Technically, anybody could do that, but every situation you
Every
really
situation is
can't do that.
what you mean?
every
Who we
situation
talking
is
about?
different.
I'm talking about
Nothing's the same.
anybody could do anything. I guess if you technically want to, like, nigga get Yemen could technically, like, this isn't realistic, but technically you go fucking try to get, you know what I mean? Whatever you were trying to do, right? But it's like some people
I
don't
don't.
got that.
I don't know.
got that.
I don't. How can I say that when they're 5, they haven't eaten in a month, a real food in a month? Like, nigga, your main concern is what can you eat? What other? You're not talking about. I need a house. Like, I mean, you probably think about a roof over your head, but that's about it, bro. Like your standards and even what you gonna look for in life, bro, is gonna be so minimal.
That's not my point. Is like technically, you can say like what kind of slave. Oh, technically, anybody could have woke up like I don't want to be a slave no more. But there's gonna be certain consequences. There's gonna be certain. Anybody can say they're gonna do anything. Like I'm gonna go right now and I'm gonna go fucking get a million. Anybody can say they want to do anything.
I think that's the more rational statement.
There's the obstacles that come with you making that statement.
I
Like,
think
from Yemen, be like I'm
no,
gonna move from
matter of
Yemen and
fact,
I'm
I
gonna
know
go
it
to
is.
this country right here. But like
It's more
you can say
irrational.
what's the process of getting there.
It's more irrational to say that everybody can do something versus everybody can't do something. Because I can't do what LeBron doing. I can't dunk. I can't run a Usain Bolt. It's certain people that can't think like me. It's certain many different things. Everybody can't do everything. Vice versa. Just like you say, in a bad situation, everybody not gonna be held down. A few people gonna get up.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be the standard just because a few people gonna get up. So it's arguments both sides. That's why shit's so difficult to even get through shit or even figure things out. Cause that's why I say even media, bro, they be focused on making it a debate, not a real change. Cause when they really want some change, bro, they in our hoods.
Yeah.
So like I said, and even then,
As a person in Yemen, I wouldn't know what to tell them. But I'm not saying you're wrong, because that could make a great, tremendous change. If you put more focus on it, more people get more attention, more people feel strongly about it.
They donate more
And
money,
then somebody,
maybe get to
somebody would have to
whatever.
go do something. But
it could have been simple as our potatoes went there.
it could have been.
But it's like the media know that narrative. Ain't no. It don't take a genius to figure that out.
If Amazon put $2 billion in Yemen, how much do you think that would help them?
More than it's helping now.
Well, I mean, yeah, if I put fucking $1 million in there, it'd do more. But like, what could $2 billion do for us?
It could start a cattle. It could do a lot.
He could probably put some Amazon factories out there.
It could do a lot.
Niggas, he could start.
It could do a lot. How much you think it cost to?
So, like we said, who? I don't think it should be government people, and I also don't think it should be niggas with private companies either. But it's like, I would just think if I was a billionaire, it's like
it has to be humanity.
I would want to do something.
It has to be humanity.
Like Jeff Bezos has 150. He don't have 150 billion cash, but he has the resources to even pull $2 billion out of his ass and put it somewhere.
Oh, man, it all stems from just like I said, bro. We don't have no compassion. Because even I can't, like you said, you can't put it all on the billionaires. You can't put it all on us.
Yeah.
But it ultimately goes to the people that trained us to even be able to be desensitized like this, bro. Because it's sad.
It's like you gotta think about how they got there too. Like I don't know the history of it. I don't know how long I don't know how long this famine's been going on for. Has it been a long time? Is it recent? Maybe people getting installed their resource. I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
I know it's been from the start of this year for sure. It's been going on at least for the beginning of this year. But like I said, this could be an argument. Even then, like when we talk about just caring about stuff that's ours, military comeback, niggas don't give a fuck. Nobody give a fuck about them. But that's America. As American as it can get. Ain't no narrative being pushed. Nobody care about it. And you supposed to have all the compassion for a soldier that fought for your rights. Especially when you don't want nobody kneeling on the flag. So
Don't ever give a homeless nigga no money. He was
but a lot of people don't even know it's a problem. Why? Because nobody ever told them. And that's a big thing too, bro. And like I said, I still agree with you, bro. Because I'm ultimately spiritual, and you gotta prove yourself up. Because ain't nobody else on the outside gonna do it. Ain't nobody else gonna come save you. That's just the harsh world we live in. You're right.
No, there's no right or wrong.
Yeah, ultimately. But how I think.
I appreciate your passion.
No, I'm saying how I think though. How I ultimately think you gotta pull yourself up. Because ain't nobody. This world's just, like I said, incompassionate. So your only option.
Is to pull yourself up, but you gotta get to the point where you know to pull yourself up, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But some people don't know to pull themselves up, and some people are not in a situation to pull themselves up. It's so intricate. It's so different. It's unique to everyone and each in its own.
Yeah.
Cause I was mad at my mom for a long time, and then I had to sit back and realize she don't know shit, because her mama don't know shit, and her mama didn't know shit, and I don't know how the fuck far I go back with a lot of niggas not knowing shit.
Yeah. And
Yeah, that's true.
you just to add to the point, it's like, how do I even know I'm in a bad life? Like, how do I even know my life's bad? Like, that's all I see around me,
That
bro.
shit, or shit for her. For me, it was innate.
Yeah, it's gonna be instinctual for some of us, but it's like, how can I even be told that this? How can I even know that this is bad? Like, or how can I even know I'm doing something wrong? How can I know I'm not doing something right? Because I breathe, I eat, I go to work every day. How can I know that I'm
That's
not?
the programming, like you were saying, because a lot of people live that and think that's life. I see that and see suffering, and some people just see life.
Yeah.
As far as what
Going to work every day,
Oh.
just being a good citizen, and it's like, yeah, and people will do that every day and have no idea why they're still depressed, because it's like that's what you've been told is right.
Don't even know they're depressed.
Don't even know they're depressed.
Yes, Lord.
That goes so deep, bro. People don't even know they're depressed. They just know it. Ignore that, because I talk about this all the time. I never forgot it. We was in health class, 7th grade, Miss King. Ignore your feelings that you're going to get, because you're going to get these irrational feelings when you're young.
What about when
She
you
told y'all to know y'all feelings?
That was in the book. That's in the health book. You're going to have teen hormones that's irrational. Just don't question them. Just let them pass. So we don't question it. Never figure it out. Could have been depression. Could have been happiness. Could have been a little bit of everything. So then when the shit get real later on, you kind of still ignoring it. You don't even know to look at it. Like, it's...
And before you know it, you're suppressing yourself, and you just...
My nigga said niggas don't even know they're depressed. Oh my God.
Oh God.
Cause you was talking about, I see you talking about that dream job shit. What you was saying? What you was saying about dream jobs? You said people shouldn't have dream jobs.
Just even having the idea of having a dream job come from them pushing that on us for being good workers, because Rockefeller created the well, not created education, but
Had a big hand in the education system
in America, because obviously
to create
education
a
been around.
workforce, essentially.
To keep a steady workforce. And even then, like, it was meant for them to teach and learn about farming, industrial shit. And then just through time with capitalism, you're going to learn how to be like, okay, how can we tweak this a little bit better? How can we... And through time, you just realize, all right, well, shit, we can really keep these people like this forever. Like,
What's the biggest point of school? Read, learn. Can you follow instruction? You can do a job.
and that's about it. It's just...
But I think it's different from a job than a dream job.
You keep saying job. No, it's not. There's
You-
low
Yeah,
paying jobs.
you're right,
there's
bro.
high paying jobs. You know, the people who got high paying jobs, you still making somebody else a fuck ton of money.
What if you the person that's making a fuck ton of money?
It's still a job.
Are you working a job?
Cause like, what is the road to the
Some people
rock?
aren't working a job.
What did the rock?
They
What
just
is
chilling.
All the way to the top.
They just
They're not working
chilling.
jobs.
I was saying, like, what are the Rockefellers? Like, well, that's my dream. Like, I want to be that.
I don't know if it was you I was talking to or Johnny, but even then, you still stressing on trying to make another. You trying to come up again. So even then, you got a job on how to make more money, and you're a slave to that. It's just a bigger version of the game. But everybody trapped in the rat race of money. We all worship money. Even if you're a billionaire, you worship money.
In some way, shape, or form.
So, yeah. I don't know. You talk about the dream job, but even having the idea of just wanting to work all the time.
What's an example of a dream job?
A lawyer at whatever, like, I want to be a doctor at whatever. I don't know what the fuck the best hospital in America is, but I want to be a doctor at Mount Sinai in New York, the orthopedic surgeon.
But I would take it a step further, even if we had to do a podcast every day. At one point, I'd be like, all right,
If you had to.
like that's what I'm saying. Even if I'm doing something I love, if it gets monotonous and I have to do it all the time,
Now you have to do it.
like so. Even for me, like if we had to work jobs and we seen a level of progression, like more than what they talk about, the little 20 years of retirement. Like if we had real jobs and we really had like shit we could pass down to our kids or something like that, it'd be different because it's like. We work, pay rent, and ultimately you don't get nothing for being a good rent payer, even if you paid your rent 30 years on time. Yeah, you got good credit, that's about it. But you don't get no benefits or no tax brackets or tax cuts or anything like that. So even
See, like he was saying with an orthopedic surgeon, they surgeons, right? They got credibility. You know they don't take certain cases because they don't want to hurt their credibility. Is it about saving lives at this point? You don't want to do that surgery because if you mess up on the surgery and you don't do it right, now you're not an esteemed doctor.
So is that a dream job or you making dream money?
What are we talking about?
But yeah, it's just and I know it's not even a dangerous topic, but it's a weird topic because we're going to always have to do some form of work, whether it's just farming your own land or something. But even then, like the beginning process is always harder than once you get things rolling, once you get momentum. But in this world, we never get momentum. Or in this society, we never get momentum because it's check to check, week to week for the most part. So it's like, shit, really the momentum be going backwards when you talk about debt. We be trying to stop it from going backwards. So when you talk about dream job, bro, it's usually just, even just the idea that like why do I have an idea if I want to do this for the rest of my life? Like at some point, like it should have maxed out, or I should be able to maintain it to a point where I don't have to put as much work in.
So what would life look like without what would a perfect life look like without, like, fuck the job? What would you do every day?
Perfect life. I have to have a farm. I have to tend to that for sure. But as time my farm grows, I can help people. I can get them to work for me. I can do less work, and I can still help them. So maybe after like 10, 15 years of me building up my farm, maybe even less than that, shit, I might not even have to do work, and I still have a subsistence that can last me and maybe even the community forever. Because you're going to have people that's going to want to naturally receive shit. So, yeah, you're going to have food or whatever. However, I'm going to have benefits. Obviously, like all jobs have benefits for the most part, but them bonuses don't be hitting like the higher up bonus and things like that. But, yeah, even then, it's like, all right, everybody gonna want to retire, but how early your retirement is the question. Did you work 15 hard years and max out and made that millions of dollars and you can retire at 35, 40? That's what everybody want to do. Usually we don't get to retire till 60, 70, and you get maybe 15 years to live.
A lot of niggas don't retire. You die before you retire.
A lot of people die before they retire. So it's like,
And then what happened to that 401k money and all that was being put up while you was working so hard?
that shit just got flipped.
It just got dumped into the rest of it.
So yeah, man. Even with me, like I said, I know you gotta work, but it comes to a point where you feel like you should be able to be like, all right, I put enough work in. Like even with a house, yeah, you build a house. It take a long time to build the house. You gotta start with the foundation and all that. But once you build it up, everything else after that is maintenance. Like at some point you build yourself up and it's maintaining, but it's like we never get a chance to build ourselves up. So.
What do you mean? Never got a chance to build yourself up?
Because it's the check to check, week to week, start from debt, all that other shit.
And all you know is pay your bills, make sure all this is set and straight.
What do you think it gets better the more money you make?
And
Yeah.
Depending on
Could be.
You get taxed
but it
more.
depends on if I make $1 million, I make $500,000. If I'm living a $500,000 lifestyle, then I'm in shit. But if I make $500,000, I'm living a $100,000 lifestyle, I'm good.
Yeah.
No matter how many taxes they
You
take.
getting a
I'm
$500,000 check?
saying if I make $1 million and they tax me 50%, and I'm bringing in $500,000.
But my
It
thing
depends on what
is,
lifestyle you live. If you make $500,000,
that's what everybody.
making money.
You can retire at 15. I mean, 15. You can retire today then if you wanted to.
If you make what, $500,000?
Yeah, I mean not 500,000. That's not enough.
You don't start making that, do you?
I mean, you're never gonna start making that.
But it's a process. You're gonna start making this. You start making a little bit more. Of course, you're getting taxed a little bit more, but then you start to buy a little bit more things. You start to you want to improve your life because you want to live a better life now, right?
Eventually,
But you got to know where to go. That's when people like go over. Like, okay,
But
I'm making $500
How do
now,
you
so
tell
I'm living
somebody
in
who
$500.
had nothing, who starts making something, to do better?
I don't think necessarily doing better means like I'm gonna go put myself in. Just like I got more money, I'm gonna go more.
And if
debt.
you've never handled money like that in that scale, why would you all of a sudden just know to do that? Trial and error. You got to go through it. When you start making more
Well, I
money,
mean, it's different because we're talking about lifelong, like
yeah.
check to check. Like,
But
if
even
you,
then-
if you get a $500 check,
That's different,
tomorrow, you
though.
blow it. That's different. But if you get another one next year, you blow it. That's on
That's
you.
you worked and you got what, breaking even, and you got under that in the red. When you probably first started off on that 500,000 job, you was probably borderline, maybe 2-3 years you got a little bit more above it, and over time, yeah, you eventually was able to be like, all right, I'm pretty good where I'm not maintaining week to week. I'm not worried about going back to just like I know I got shit taken care of for the next 4 months.
Yeah.
If we was to look at my bills paid, that's how much in my bank account plus some in a sense. So yeah, knowing that's you being able to maintain, that's you being able to get past it. So yeah, there's examples of that, but most of the working class don't get those luxuries to get. Like if we get a raise, I don't even want to say it, $2, 50 cents. It's a joke. It's because motherfucking chips, bags of chips, and raise
You get a
more than
dollar
that.
raise is an extra
they're gonna
$80
tax that out anyway.
every 2 weeks. It's like what is
That's straight tax.
extra $80 ain't shit.
That's straight.
Going to Texas.
And it's sad when you think about how big they bonuses be.
I seen a video. I saw a guy was something like working hourly rates isn't a good way to make money. If you want to make money, you should be like in sales. Like now that I'm in sales, I can see the difference in like making money. Like
No, it ain't no cap.
hourly rate is
It's a
like
cap.
the only thing is if you don't sell, that's when you're like, oh, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like
If you got good systems,
it's essentially limitless because if I do $100,000 in every 2 weeks, it's like I can see like this law. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like.
and even for you, you would be an example if you started in the company at one point and you seen gain. There's many people like you. I ain't gonna say it's few. It's a lot of people like you, but then there's just that a same big majority that's struggling, and it's not even the people like you the reason why they're struggling. It's the people up there that they ain't trying to break even like that.
For people that
Because it was Bill did it with his shit. I don't want to mention his name ever again, but this is something good. But they gave people a percentage of the company when they first started with the Team Alloys. There's other companies that do that. They give people a percentage or equity or what do you call it when like residual fundings in a sense. So just for being an employee, I don't even know how long you maybe had to be an employee or whatever.
They had to be employed for like 3-4 years.
That's not bad. That's not bad when we talk about putting in work and then receiving something back. Like I said, with rent, you can pay rent 3-4 years straight. You don't receive shit back. They even raise your rates up.
Got a good example. HEB, once you're there for a certain amount of time, they call it the partner stock plan, where they actually give you stock in the company because it's a
Exactly.
private company.
Same shit.
So every
Exactly.
year, and the longer you with that company, like there's literally a portion of money, not your 401k or none of the other shit. It's a portion of the money, and as the company grows, that portion of your money grows, and once you leave the company,
That's still yours.
Do they at HEB? Do they cap you at a certain amount you can make?
it depends on what you do.
Like say I'm like a produce manager, right? And I make
you only do so much.
I can only get like if I can make $20 an hour, even if I worked there for 15 years, that's the most I can make. Like then they'll probably raise for inflation maybe after a while, but like
Pretty much.
there's only a certain amount you can
Yeah,
make.
if you ain't moving up, then nah.
Yeah.
You cap out.
But that's a big thing though. With HEB places like that, they'll let you move up. Like it's about
No, I
what
know.
you
They
want
want you to
to
move up.
Exactly. It's about what you
But-
want to do.
They'll put you in the
Realize
manager
at the end of the
training.
day, it's for their expansion. But
Yeah.
I mean, still, you get
Even
something out of
they
it.
looking out for you. That's my thing. The narrative is changed. Well, they kind of fake change narrative. We're family. Some companies live by it. Some companies just speak by it. Obviously, HEB, some other companies we talk about, they live by it. So if media, which they would never want to push that narrative because it's like, oh, now we gotta require more from the corporation. But it's like, bro, that's a narrative that needs to be
I
pushed.
think people should normalize people working at grocery stores.
Why you say that?
Because people because when you're younger, like when you want to work at a grocery stores aren't looking as like oh, that's a cool job to have, right?
Mhm.
But if you think about places like HEB and Kroger, I worked at both, and you see like how fast they can actually move up and make money, easier than like trying to go work for whatever. A warehouse. People think go to warehouse.
see exactly what you're saying.
People go to a warehouse and work for $15 an hour. And be like, people don't look like it's like warehouse is cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But you go work at HEB, you get $14 an hour. But within that 5 years, if you in that warehouse, you in HEB or Kroger. In 5 years, the dude who works at Kroger, he could be the store manager. He could be whatever. Because they give you like them we're trying.
I agree.
I remember there was a dude. I was like, how are you a store manager? He was like, well, I just got to be in college, and I really just asked if I can get into
the management
program.
That's all it takes. But I asked this question. Am I shortchanging myself because I don't want to be a manager at a job because I feel like it's too much?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
I don't know. I kind of be like, about managing people, it's like, I don't think I have that personality
Yeah, it just depends
to
on like don't
manage people.
it's
Don't do shit that ain't.
Yeah, different spots and situations for everybody, and
Because I definitely feel like, bro, because with
fuck yourself over.
restaurants, they do this. It's similar where you can rise up pretty fast, become a man. Well, once you're a certain age, obviously, because it'd be a lot of young people, but you can rise up pretty fast, bro. And I never really wanted to do it, and I know I could have if I put the initiative in, but
I think it depends on your situation. Like, if they're going to offer you a certain amount of money, it's like you might.
if they offering it, yeah, that's
It's
a
like
different
you
story.
might as well,
But even then, it was if they offering it, a job is a job.
Like with Kroger was like, all you have to do is be in college, and you can be 22, 21 in college and become like, okay, there's like the store manager, like the head store manager, and there's like 3 or 4 manager guys. They still wear the little suits or whatever they wear, but they're not that. And he was like, well, yeah, we do this. We're making like, 50, 60,000. Think about making 50, 60,000 when you're 21. That's a good amount of fucking money.
Man, what, bro? If you
At
put
21. And think about by the time you're 30. Like, when I first ever went to HEB to work there, when it first opened, that white dude who was a manager, I don't remember what his name. I don't know if he still works there. That white dude who worked there still work there? Who's like the manager of HEB? It was some white guy with glasses. I don't know his name. I don't remember.
Nah, he was cool people too.
Tony, yeah. And he came in there. He told us, his little bad shit, he worked there for 25 years. He was like, yeah, I work here. I'm the head manager. I'm getting $200,000 a year. I'm making this much money a year. I don't know if they just tell you that in orientation. Like, man, I want to stay here forever.
oh no, that's real.
But it's like, when you think about it, it's like 25 years is a long time. But he could have been making $100,000, who knows, for the past fucking 15 years, for all I know.
Man, that's that company man shit, bro. Because you were saying, do you see that as fun? How much? 50,000?
To do what? It's like 20. It's 200,000.
Oh yeah, that's
200,000.
That's big fun.
Yeah,
that's big fun. That's big fun.
I
No, but
said
it's-
50,000 for like the assistant, like 21, 22,
So,
first getting in the game.
I know,
Manager.
But how you said we look at people and we were like, how they live life, go to work every day, and like that can't be fun. He making 200,000.
Hey, he
I don't-
put
I
in
don't
his
think- I
8
don't
hours and go have some fun.
8
That's what I'm
hours.
saying,
That's
like,
it.
we think about it's different when you like.
Yeah, you.
Because I'm thinking about making money. Like,
tweaking.
it's a difference from making money where you work a little 40 hours a week. When you work a little 40 hours a week and you off on the weekends type shit,
Might as
you
well
got
get
a
the
lot of money. Rather than the niggas that's working 80 hours a week to make. You don't got no life. You work 80 hours a week.
Yeah, no
But
like.
if you making 200,000, you only working 40 hours a week. You got plenty of time to
And
enjoy your
even
life.
if you work for 2 years, even if you work a year, even half a year almost, you can invest that money you made because that's a lot of money you're raking in. You don't got to work there. Like, oh well, you did have to work there 10 years to get to the 200,000. But even then, once you get to that, you don't have to do that the rest of your life. You can start saving that shit and come up with other
You start
ideas.
getting rental
So
properties
yeah,
and doing this,
yeah,
doing
yeah. That
that.
200,000 would definitely be worth it, even if you wasn't super happy with it for a year or two at that manager position. But shit, you already been going through, and you
already been doing it. You might as well just keep doing it.
I was tweaking when
Why
I
turn down the
yeah, you can't
200,000?
turn down 200,000.
I
shit.
think that like the rat race is when you like Mike Tyson said,
When you don't understand the way out.
you still a rat. But if
Yeah.
you like, of course, if you live in that life where you working in, like these guys we know, we worked in warehouses.
Mm-hmm.
They've been working in warehouses for 45 years. They only getting like $1,300. I can see how they like fuck life.
Yeah.
This is the worst life. Looking at that, but if you a person, say even like this, say you married, right? You make 60, she makes 60. That's 120, and I'm talking about after taxes. You're not making by yourself.
Hey, brother, I've been
a total-
surviving off 10,000 a year. You ain't got to explain it to me.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
You ain't got to explain it to me. 60,000 each?
Nah.
We up.
I already know. I looked at some of my tax returns for like 2 years. I'm like, how the fuck was I surviving?
I
off
know
this
it,
shit?
brother.
And now I'm like, what I'm making, I'm like, bro, how the fuck was I making it like this? And
Magic.
then we look at,
Financial literacy.
I'm just like, oh, shit. But I think it's financial literacy because, like I said, you don't want to, even though you're making more, you don't want to spend more. You want to still stay in like a good range. But like you realize the more money you make, the more like,
You get lazy.
not get lazy, just the more you realize more things. Like I can,
Oh, I see. Oh, your eyes open up. Your
'Cause,
vision
rather
open
than-
up.
Rather than
Not even your
Your tunnel vision.
Your options open.
yeah,
Up.
Yeah,
You can
Yeah,
now
yeah.
choose
More
more
things.
things.
you
exactly.
can relax a little bit. You're not like
Options.
because like let's just say
Facts.
say I rent $2,000 a month, right? And you was working a job where you was getting $2,300 every 2 weeks. Oh, rent's up. Okay, I got to pay rent. I got to pay this. And I only got $100 less than me till next whatever. But if you
that's
start making
alcohol.
$4,000,
When you look like that,
then it's like, okay, I got some distance. I can kind of, you know,
That
it feels
di-
good to know that shit gonna
that
get paid. It
4,000
feels
can pay the
good.
next 4 months.
It's like you start feeling different. Like you might hate your job, but at least that you can take a certain aspect out of your life that you got to worry about all the time.
Yeah.
If you don't got to worry about bills all the time, even if you got to go to your job,
It may
every
make
day,
you may like
it
your
kinda
job
it
better.
kinda like, whew.
Cause I don't, it's not that I hate working, but when I'm at Chili's, well, we used to be at Chili's on my job, and I'm like, bro, I'm still behind, and I'm working my
Yeah.
fucking ass off right now, like dead ass tired, and I'm still behind.
That shit daunting.
It's like, bro, what the
Shit, I'm gonna make me cry,
What
nigga.
the fuck
Nigga,
is going on?
it's the motherfucking 22nd. We behind the
like,
next
bro,
month, nigga. Still, and I've been working every day.
And as soon as I pay this, I'm already still in the hole.
I'm broke.
I've been working every day. Didn't take no days off. Still behind.
I gotta borrow money from this, try to sell this, do that. It's like, bro,
Yeah, man. And then I'm mad
Life is
now.
horrible.
I'm spending a lot of money now because it's like I'm redoing all the shit that I've been passing up because there was a lot of shit we couldn't take care of, bro. So yeah, man, it's financial literacy shit.
Yes,
And so you're able to take care of yourself and still have money. It's like you feel good. You still got money. Like, oh damn, I still have some money. Left.
Money. Yeah, like I said, even then, if I was to go to work right now and I was getting these type of checks, that go back to even then, like we used to have this conversation about universal income. You get that $2,000 guaranteed, plus you can go work. You don't mind working like that. You guarantee good. You guarantee good.
we up.
And yeah, you can live off $2,000 if you want, but you're gonna be borderline.
Why not just go get that
Yeah.
extra? I'm gonna get the fuck.
And you know you good, cause it's the same thing. You still gonna be stressing because you bare minimum. And we know it's the government doing it. Still, you still gotta rely on that. So now you adding on to that, bro. Like I said, man, that shit, yeah. Gotta get this money up.
I'm telling you, man, not being worried about paying rent, bro. It's like, you know, like it's kind of like when you can't pay rent, you kind of like wish that you just like fucking push back time, like because of course days go on, so it gets closer. Cause like fuck, when you don't gotta be thinking like, damn, bro, it's the first. Oh, fuck, it's the first, bro. What the fuck am I doing? It's like if you just like go in your account, you just.
Go to the gas
You ain't
station.
worried about it. Go to gas. You don't give a
Dude,
fuck. It's
go
like
to
whatever.
the grocery store. Dude, you ain't.
You know over there.
Throw it in the
it's kinda-
bag.
It should be good to like budget a little bit and go grocery store. Let me look at what's going on.
Nah,
here.
for sure.
But like when you know you can just go and like spend $200 on groceries, it's like it's not really gonna kill you. It's
See,
like, whew, it's like you fucking feel
nigga,
like
go, nigga, go to the Mexican store with $10 in his pocket. La Michi Canyon. I get it.
There's a meat market, right?
Yeah, I get a half a pound of shrimp. I get some onions. I get some noodles. What that is over there? Nah, you can't get that. You only got $10 fucking dollars.
Yeah, like, budget,
Walking that bitch with 50 though?
Bro, and when you walk into that counter, you like, I think I counted this shit up right. I think I counted it up. Be sweating like a motherfucker.
It ain't, it ain't
Yeah.
nothing worse than.
Put that back.
Hey, put that back. Take that out.
That shit in the recipe. But
You need that. Bro, goddamn, them onions gonna make it taste. Like, I ain't got it, man.
you need the green onions.
Gotta put the onions there. Pull up $2.
But you need the meat more.
Instead of a half pound, you gotta get like a fucking
Oh, man.
whatever less than I get a quarter pound.
You can't, but they already bagged the meat up, so it's embarrassing to take the meat out. Like you gotta keep the meat. Look, bro, hey, brother, I lived it. I lived it.
Yeah, man, I know.
Oh, yeah, man.
But see, I'm at a grocery store, nigga, so my shit be like, ah, fuck, I found some change. I found $1.50. Fuck it, I'm gonna get me a McDouble. That's all I got for me. I can't even do really nothing without that. That's all I can do.
And it ain't gonna lie, bro. You be hungry when you broke. I feel like in the sense of like, I don't know what it is, but you be like, I guess you don't have nothing. Food always on your mind.
Thinking about,
I don't.
You ain't gonna be able to eat. So you thinking already about the shit you're not gonna be able to eat, so you hungry. When you got your shit stocked up, you don't even realize your shit. You just like, I
It be
can eat
shit that
whatever-
be going to waste. I
I
be
can eat
like,
whatever I want. I guess a fuck.
I'm like, bro. Versus when you don't got no money, everything getting ate. Versus when you got money, shit be spoiling. Shit be.
Milk been in there for a couple months.
Yeah, you big baller, ain't you?
When you ain't got no money, that whole drop getting all that cereal, you putting the crumbs in, all that shit.
All that you getting the crumbs and all.
You got the mayo, you opening the thing, you scraping all that shit, getting all this fucking mayo out of here for this damn thing.
Versus nigga, you throw this shit out, it'd be a little bit.
There'll be a little
like,
bit of peanut butter in there. I mean, shit. I go to the store.
Eating the ends of the bread. I don't even eat the butt pieces, but
you eat them when you down low,
You
man.
need to, you do. And if you only got that, you fold them hoes in half. You like, fuck it, I'm making goddamn this kind of sandwich today.
Man, that's fucking hilarious.
I think that's the difference. It's like, cause you just see the difference. Like you said, like living off 10,000, you see how you live that. Imagine getting even jump from 10 to 30 to 40. It's like your life just gonna be. If you can survive, if you can figure out a way to survive on 10, you're gonna be good on 30, 40. Even if people like, you only make 40,000, bro, I'm living a good life. All my bills paid on fucking time. I think that's the best thing in life. You gotta find just that sweet spot. Where you, like, if you want to get a house,
Sweet spot.
300,000, find you whatever get you at 300,000 and you pay bills paid. I think people go bad when they start getting money. They're like, okay, I need the 600,000.
Yeah,
You would have been good with the
because
300,000.
what most people don't know, it's a lot of rich people living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people with dream jobs. living paycheck
Invested
to
in
paycheck.
their own
They miss-
business
They
or
miss one of
something.
them checks, bro. They whole status
even
gone.
speaking of like a guy like Bill, right? We knew he was rich, and I used to be like, if I was rich like him, bro, I would like. There's nothing wrong with that Fall Creek house.
Yeah,
But I was like, why you don't live in Serrano Creek?
yeah.
But I was
Why you
like,
don't got a giraffe, nigga?
Yeah, why you don't got like? Why your
Oh,
house
dude,
like that big?
Daddy got a giraffe
Yeah.
and a zebra,
Did
nigga.
he have more money than you? You broke.
It was the fuck, nigga.
He got a big ass house, and land, and everything. You got this little shit in the suburb. Why you live up?
Fuck
it's
weak
like,
ass yard.
It's good. You can maintain it.
But
shit.
yeah,
You
and
ain't gotta worry
then
about
for
it.
him though, I always say this, I always preface it. He got his spending. He got 15, 16 cars
Yeah.
versus a different size house. The dude might have 2 or 3 cars in a big
I
ass
think low
house.
key with him though, when he with
Maybe
his
got
car-
both.
With his cars, it's like you get the car, but then it's not like he get a car, he keep a car. It's kind of like you get.
Oh,
a
he
car,
be giving them
you
hoes
trade
up
it,
and stuff
you
too,
give it
huh?
to this one, you do this one.
Yeah, that's
I'll
true.
take the 2018
If you
Benz,
like
trade in
cars-
for the 2019. I
You
made
right.
you
If
gave
you
me
like cars
50,000
like
for
that,
it.
you'd be dumb as fuck to pay for a car all the way.
Yeah,
I'm just some of the hoes you got paid for, like just fuck
the
you.
ones you maybe
You
yeah.
wanna collect
Like the
from
Ferrari,
them,
of course, is like
understand?
to pay. You didn't trade in for that because you got that bitch custom built.
Yeah, and even
But yeah,
then,
it's your little shit. It's a. I know the insurance bill higher than a motherfucker a month. I know that car insurance bill crazy.
yeah,
but
bro. But you said it, bro. Sweet spot, bro. That's with everything. You gotta find
like
that
you don't
sweet
go
spot.
from making $10,000, say $10,000 a year. Even that's hard. Even if you making $10,000, you got a $500 apartment. That's still like kind of hard to fucking pay for all that shit if you think about it. Because you're not even making $1,000 a month if you making $10,000 a year.
Yeah.
So you still kind of like
Your rent 500, you out of there.
you still you got $500. You only got like $300 left. Just like you.
You need a roommate.
But if you get say you live in that life, you $10,000, you make $500 a month.
Yeah.
But say the next year you make $25,000, but then you jump to like a $1,500 apartment.
Put yourself
You know,
right
fuck
back in the
yourself.
same
Rather than if you
situation.
to stay, man, you could have probably moved to like a $700-800 apartment and been good.
Yeah.
But you want to fucking go crazy.
I'd rather buy a house or something than get an apartment high like that. I'd rather start making payments for a house I can elite. Even then, I can say it's mine
Put
now.
something into that. Hoe.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's we talk about balance. We talk about the rat race. You got to play the game. You got to wake up, bro. But how not to get sucked into it is just find the sweet spot. Some people's sweet spots higher or lower than others. I would urge the people that got low sweet spots that, hey, man, you can accomplish more. You can get more. Don't be down on yourself because this world's so shitty. You can find answers. If there's a will, there's a way. Just stay motivated. But
Sir.
I think you just
Listen-
gotta,
listen to my man.
it's just education too. It's kind of like we were talking about also HEB and Kroger. It's like if you got a kid right who don't want to go to college, I don't think it's smart to just because there's people that move up in that spot, but to tell them to like, you better go work, get your fucking what's that shit called? People go get to work in the oil field, twit card.
tweet card.
Get your twit card. You gonna go like you never gonna move up in that shit. Like not to a level to where like.
The tweet card and stuff?
Yeah, but that's to me that's just slave labor. I'm not working.
No, it's
I'm
definitely
not working 12 hours a day. I'm not working 14 days,
7 days
12 hours a
straight.
day,
Yeah. I feel you.
And being off one day, that's
I
not
feel
worth.
you.
I don't give a damn if you make $80,000 a year.
Yeah, I feel you.
I
for
don't
sure.
think that's worth it.
I feel you for sure. Don't never
That's
be
like-
home. Yeah.
You never home. You got to be off and wherever. You
It's like almost going to war. It's like mini war on some shit.
would you? It's like saying like this. Oh, you get your twin car, boy, you make $80,000 a year, but you're working 14 days off one day, whatever you're working. Would you rather go? Okay, hey, in 2 years you could be a store manager or assistant manager at Kroger's. You only gonna make 50.
I'm
60,
a house
but you only work,
nigga.
They work 50 hours, a week, but still 50 to 80 hours. Like what?
I ain't my house nigga. When I look, bro, when restaurants have shit, let's just be real. They have slave vibes. You got back of the house, you got front of the house.
Yeah.
It's similar, just like anywhere else when you talk about slavery. So Back of the house is hot. That's the field. Front of the house is got to be pretty nice
You gotta be out
looking.
there. Hey,
Exactly.
Get the fucking money.
Me getting that front of the house lifestyle, the in house, I ain't going outside again.
I'm not going to the back, y'all.
Cool hand.
Y'all niggas just stay in the back. I'm not going back out
Hey
there.
man. Hey man, after working warehouse jobs and all that, I'm like, bro, why the fuck we weren't servers?
Dog,
I don't know why the fuck we didn't do that. Money every day. You're in cool AC. You get to see, for our age, you get to see girls. You get to see everybody.
People get
I
people.
learned that shit quick.
Men do.
Working that building, that was my one and only warehouse job.
I didn't learn. I didn't learn.
But I think it's dudes that is CI. They was like, I used to tell them, bro, I want to go in the office. I want to go into sales or some kind of position. Nah, man, that's the woman's job. Man, you can have this warehouse shit, dog. I'm not being out here all day. I
Oh,
can have
woman's
this.
job.
You can have that.
When I
bro.
call, I'm about
You
to.
see how them dudes over there do
Put
that
a wig
Range
on me
Rover?
and makeup.
See,
And that's perspective. 'cause the
I'm joking.
The women jobs in it up, they making more money than you, fam.
Yes.
And you busting your ass.
I'm not staying out here just to be. I'm doing the man. No, I'm going inside.
Dumbass.
I love my office job.
Yeah, you gotta be.
I love swiping my little key card to get in the office.
That-
My desk,
I love when
pictures
people bring us
everybody.
lunch.
They bring you lunch.
I used to hate that. We got lucky because we was cool. We could kind of get some food every once in a while. I used to hate that though. They be happy that food get delivered. Nah, this ain't for you niggas. You house, you field niggas.
Stay y'all ass outside. We're gonna eat in here like civilized people. Y'all bring y'all greasy, dirty ass up in here.
Even then, bro, that just go like that's kind of the same thing that happened to this society, bro. The good people get to have all the pizza parties, even though we all doing the work. Why the fuck y'all ain't buy us no pizza? Like why the fuck? Like why? Like come on, bro. Let's be real. Why? How is that fair? We're sweating. We're hot. We make less than you,
Perspective.
way less.
but y'all get like
Perspective.
at least
Y'all
once a
pulling
week.
up in Mercedes. And
Once a week.
Tahoes
Once a
and
week, the
this
company
and that.
buying y'all food. Cause I get. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I feel you. If a motherfucker ain't making these sales, a motherfucker ain't making these money.
You ain't, if I don't sell it,
I get,
you ain't out
I get
there
a
working.
field nigga any day. I can't get a good salesman. Let's be real.
You can't.
Let's be real. You can temp job. You can find you can.
You can find somebody to put stuff on the
Whether it's somebody coming from across the border or something because they need that work, somebody gonna be willing to work these jobs because, period. Somebody was paying them less somewhere else. So, yeah,
Yes.
I get it. Definitely get it, but shit, we just as valuable. But I guess not when nobody.
I
Ever,
think you just gotta find a way to get out of them certain
You're
jobs.
not just as valuable, cause
well, you don't know your power, you not.
yeah, cause you can be replaced. Hey, we can get plenty of niggas come work in the warehouse. Everybody can make these sales though.
Yeah, no.
It's similar to that Mississippi, him standing up for the flag, like when you gone though, nigga.
There's gonna be plenty of niggas fill that spot. I don't give a damn if you here or not.
Yeah. So you gotta
You gotta
be.
get yourself to that point where it's like, cause like yeah, a job sucks. Like, cause of course, anytime you go to clock into a job, you're like, you thinking to yourself, I could be doing this, that, whatever you want to actually be doing. But it's like, if you making good money at that job and you living like your lifestyle is where you still got money left over, then you're like, all right, look, there's plenty, like you said, there's plenty of people that's making $250,000 a year, but they live in a $230,000 lifestyle. It's
Because
like,
you gotta have a man. Just for example, a lady I used to do taxes with got over on me, bitch.
call out. Now,
Made what? I shouldn't say this out loud, but made over a certain amount of over middle class in 3 months. Where somebody making middle class for a year, she was making around 3 months because she do taxes. All that shit come in at once. She don't gotta work the rest of the year,
well, this would be great.
huh?
That's gotta be great.
It got to be great. That's a good business to get into if you can get people to trust you. Past that, she, huh? Oh yeah. But past that, she got to have all the red bottoms. Got to have all the expensive shoes, clothes. What else? You got to have. Not even have the bins. She go rent the shit. Renting the hoes just for the look.
Like renting them, like are you talking about a lease or are you talking about like I'm renting place?
like weekly,
No, that's ridiculous.
like shit, like how a rapper would do.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Just like, it's like, bro, you could have gave me that money to myself because I'm sure that's a part of the money you took from me, bitch. I don't give a fuck how much it was. I know that shit contributed to that because she just had got it like literally. That's what she owed me. And she was stunting like a motherfucker. Whole time owing me.
You got a new Louis Vuitton. That's
Whole time she owed me. She stunting like a
With your
motherfucker.
money.
Facts, bro. Well, she ain't just do it to me too though. But yeah, it's like, bro, you could have gave people money fairly instead of fucking off shit, or you could have opened up more businesses or did whatever instead of bullshitting and trying to maintain a facade and trying to be cool. Like that shit just gonna get you noticed really more, and that's
why I don't think even if I made it, I don't know what amount of money I need to make to spend like $1,000 on something like
frivolous,
like a Louis Vuitton bag. Like what do I don't know how much money. Maybe if I was millionaires, like that ain't nothing to me.
I can speak on it because I've lived outside my means.
But I'm saying comfortably, like feeling comfortable to do that. Like I can do this and it's not nothing. It's like whatever.
yeah.
I did it comfortably.
Like if I
smart, but
like even if I make $5 a month, like after taxes, $5,000, I can spend $1,000 on a backpack. But it's like no, not $1,000 on that. It's like that's how I felt like when I bought like the MacBook. I was
If you was making $50,000 a year,
like, you can do it.
no, I'm saying, would you feel comfortable if you was making $50,000 a year with this like $4,000 a year? I mean, a check, $3,000 a check.
Like 4 or something like that.
Yeah, 4 times 12, yeah, it's
That was
48.
just a lot of like. It gets perspective because I was spending $1,000 on like a vacation. I mean, but I think a vacation is different in the bag, but like. It all depends. That's a lot of money to spend on some shit.
No, I feel
like
you.
shoes and like shit. Like people spend $50.
But that's what you did. What you said. What you deem valuable. What you deem your worth.
because
If that's what you deem is valuable,
I'd rather go on a trip.
like if that shit you genuinely like, then that's what you spending money on shit you like.
some niggas may not ever spend money.
But if you doing it to look cool,
Some niggas may just flex the whole time. That may be their thing, just to get other people
Like you hear all
approval.
the time about people get because then when we first ever got money from working with Bill when we was like 16. What did I do with my first check?
Food.
I went straight to the mall.
Oh, yeah.
And I bought that polo shirt that was 60.
That shit
and the
funny.
polo cargo shorts I could have got from TJ Maxx.
Should've got a-
for, like, 15. But I
Same-
spent $50 on
same
it.
with that
I spent
shirt.
$130 on the fucking the shirt.
A unit you gonna wear 1 week.
I only wore it one time ever in my life. I don't even know what happened to them clothes after I wore them that first time. And I think I bought some Sperry's. So I spent almost like $200 of my $350 check, and then $150 I spent at what's that place with the Kima.
right? That's what it's like.
Yeah,
Made
man.
them checks when on that trip. Did I
Yeah.
have to break my mama off half?
But it's for that it was fun. We went with friends, we played a little, went to go did a little football for me. But it was like we had fun with the Astroworld. We did shit that was fun with it. It didn't feel like that money didn't feel wasted at all. But that's because we did what we deemed valuable was actually valuable, and we actually got memories. Versus, like you said, you haven't got the clothes no fucking more. So it's like, and that happened to us a lot where we'll buy some change or I buy a grill or some shit. And that,
How many grills y'all went and got?
that's what I'm saying. I ain't probably bought like 3 or 4 grills, and this shit lasts about a month before you lose that hoe or wash it in your pocket and can't find it bend or something. So it's like, yeah, usually it's shoes or belts for black people, maybe even cars, but that's usually out of our range when it comes to cars. But yeah,
See, I would splurge on a car if I had money.
well, that's what we.
I feel like that's like I could do
That's
that.
coming.
I could do like that.
Yeah, and even in
If I
that,
buy a Benz,
They-
like I would do that.
and even they talk about being a liability, it's still not as much of a liability as buying clothes that has no value. As soon as you buy it and take the tag off, it's done. A car, even like we was talking about, even if you are buying these cars that's worth $40,000, $50,000, when you sell it, you still getting 30, maybe back 40. You still getting something back. Like it's some value left.
Okay, like if I made $1 million in a year, I wouldn't feel bad about buying a $300,000 Rolls Royce Wraith. Just because like that's just my
$1 million a year?
yeah.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't feel bad about that.
You got it.
Like, I gotta buy that.
I ain't gonna lie, I would have probably how many millions I done stacked up. I need to see how
I'm talking about
consistent.
this is my first million I ever made in my life.
Oh no, I'm not spending that.
I have to buy that.
Cause that's too.
That's something like I need.
I feel you though, but nigga, one more big purchase, nigga, you out of there.
I mean, I was having a house and shit before that.
Oh, okay.
what I'm saying?
I'm like, one more big investment, nigga, you under 500K.
Like say you was doing good.
Can't
you had a
round
house-
up.
Say you had a house and everything and all that shit. Right? You made $1 million off the lottery, and I spend it. I like fuck it. I spend $300,000 on that house. I'm gonna have $700,000 left.
I can't do it.
I buy the house.
I can't do it.
Shit, you ain't
I
had
still
that-
feel
you ain't
broke.
had that million to
I ain't gonna
begin
lie
with
to
if
you.
talking about the lottery.
But I'm still living comfortably though.
This how traumatized I am, bro. If I made $1 million, I still feel broke. In this society, I don't know if that's reasonable or it's something to do with black plight or something.
get it.
I just
Even the more money I make now, I still feel like it's like fuck.
I don't feel like if I made $1 million, that shit would last me the rest of my life.
No,
But that's when we were 10, that shit would have.
no, that'd be like last you forever. You'd be good. Like it's.
Well, it should still be able to last you a lifetime,
It should
right?
last you a while. I don't know about a lifetime. You gotta think about how you live though. If you live your lifestyle you live now, you could probably keep $1 million for a while. You don't overspend. You don't give a fuck about like. I don't know. Do you care about clothes and shit? I don't know.
Yeah, I care about clothes. I'm a fashion dude. I definitely, but not high fashion
Like,
shit.
what you saying,
Yeah, I don't care about high fashion shit. I probably start creating my own shit at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't.
It just depends how you upgrade. Now, if you get $1 million, you upgrade your lifestyle to $100,000 lifestyle. Then it's like, okay, that's gonna last you maybe 10 years. If you budget it like that, yeah, 10 years you'll be good.
100,000 a year?
If you move. If you
Oh yeah,
only,
you tripping?
What you mean?
I can't spend 100,000
I'm
a year.
saying like,
on nothing.
I'm saying it depends on how you.
Oh, making
how
a
you
million.
budget your shit.
Yeah.
Because if you live at $50,000,
I'm just saying off of no. I'm saying if you only made $1 million, not $1 million a year. If you only made $1
No, that's what
million,
I'm saying. Like it depends on how you budget your shit. Because if you do $100,000 a year, 10 years that million to be
you
gone.
fried. So
If you
what?
do 50, you got 20.
That's 20 years.
Would you live 50?
Oh, damn.
That's a long. 20 years is a long time for a $50,000 lifestyle.
That's a long time, but it ain't a lifetime.
No, yeah, it ain't a lifetime.
That's
You don't
crazy,
get that
bro. So we
Like,
probably. So you telling me we all touch $1 million?
Within our lifetime?
Yeah.
Nah,
Not
some niggas
everybody.
don't touch $1 million.
Some niggas don't even be
A lot
close
of
to
people don't
$1
touch $1 million in their whole lifetime.
Yeah,
Because they won't ever make 50,000 a year, huh?
no.
Heard.
Some people make 20, some make 15.
Yeah,
Like,
all their life.
You be working forever to
Heard.
get that much money.
Only reason, because 50 middle class, so that it made me think a lot of people make that, but nah, obviously it's a lot of people under 50.
Middle class is thin.
Yeah, facts. So yeah,
But it's like that guy I showed you, it just how much money you got. Like that guy I told you who had that mansion. On his mansion alone, not his business, not tax, not nothing. He's spent $100,000 a month on his house. It cost $16 million on electricity.
To maintain it.
To maintain it.
I would try to
$100,000
push
a
my
month.
shit to 30,000 a
Mortgage
year,
and all that
30,
shit.
35,000 a year, so I could probably push it out to maybe 30 years for 30-ish years.
That's not bad because like you think about it, it's like if you get you a little nice apartment for say even $1,200, that's you spending.
Oh, that's even cheap. I
You
wasn't
spending
thinking about an
$14,000
apartment.
a year just on an apartment. You still got $21,000 left over to do whatever you want with it.
21,000. How much is it about like a cheap house or something? I fuck around, give me a little trailer and just be a little rich nigga in a trailer on some land.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Shit, and just crop out my shit. Cause that's about it. That's all you can do when you got $1 million. You gotta buy land and be able to reproduce that shit. I mean, obviously you can create business, but if you like talking about not wanting to work ever again,
Yeah.
get that shit going, be self-sufficient. By the time you run out of that money, you should be big good. So
Yeah. Right, man, that's all I got today. I don't give a fuck about after talking about all that real stuff going on in the world. It's like we
Yeah,
can't
it's
talk about
just-
Jada. We can't talk about. I guess I seen. Who gives a
Yeah.
fuck? We can't talk about that.
nobody cares about that when it comes to it. I look, no, fuck that. Our journalistic and out plan. We're gonna talk about some fuck shit. But even then, like I said, our narrative behind how we talk about it. Is it the drama or are we usually we speaking the truth and really trying to get to the situation. We ain't saying one person right or wrong, anything like that, where the debate could keep going. Like even then how we choose to look at the narrative, like is a big thing. I ain't even saying we can't talk about it. Like, how we choose to talk about it a big thing too, but you never know, man. All this shit. And I said, if you ask me really, truly, this shit done. This shit done. And I'm not talking about us. We're going to survive. Humans, we're going to survive. I'm talking about America, these nations, these corporations.
That shit only gonna last
Yeah.
so long.
Yeah, it's impossible, bro, to keep this power going.
Sorry, no, is them Sharpie pens? Them all smooth. I got some.
For real.
Bro, I love pens, dog.
They better than the gel pens?
You gotta get that. You gotta get that 1.0
see.
though.
I ain't even know you was in the pens like that. I got you.
I love pens.
I
dog.
got you.
I love fucking.
I like gel pens, but nah, this cool. This a gel pen. This better, because this how don't
It
smear.
depends on what you got. Like these 0.7s, that's that like sharp shit. I don't like sharp. Oh, damn.
Yeah, because it feel like you stabbing.
And then them hoes be too,
I don't know if that shit got.
when they get too wet, it be smearing. So yeah, I think
or it bleed through.
yeah. Nah, I like shit like this because I write better. I feel like
I don't like
the
sharp
thinner-
shit.
the
I like the
thinner
fat.
Yeah.
I like the gel feeling. Like
that
this
just could be
is gel,
that could
but-
just be my dumb ass thinking I do.
I just like the smooth.
All right, man. It's probably we
We talking about pens and shit.
It's over. Hey, make sure you subscribe. Whatever SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Go follow on Instagram. Go follow. I'm about to make a Facebook. Go follow them. Put the videos on there.
Yeah.
Follow me.
Twitter.
Oh.
D for Senior. DI4ANSR.
Follow me, Emerald Thoughts with an S on YouTube with a Z on Twitter.
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jiggy Black Hippie. One
That's all we
word.
got, man.
My mic
See you guys
stink,
next
bro. I don't
time.
know if it's
Peace.
my breath or